From the gray he rose, tall hat blowing. Abe's back, but the shadows are growing. Tall in the saddle, stitched from the past, resurrected Dave making history last. Top hat sitting high, magic woven in the brim, keeps the dead man walking, keeps the fire within. Emancipator flow honest with the axe, split rails in the moonlight, never looking back. Crowds gather round when the stovepipe gleams. They say that that's the reason for the American dream. But the wind is howling, fingers start to slip. One gust too many and the bounce starts to flip. Head on, resurrected Dave, savior in the night. Magic keeps from breathing, keeps the wrong from right. Head on, darkness rising, eyes turn cold black. Dark Abe has emerged and he ain't holding back. Shred him upon skin torn, beard full of thunder, the soul full of storm. Head on, the legends gone insane. Dark Abe in the house, bringing nothing but pain. No more gentle speeches, no more fourscore. Now it's four more bodies lying on the floor. That stovepipe flies, hits the ground with the crack. The resurrection spell dumb broke right in half. The race splitter turned reaper, axe swinging wild. Log cabin nightmares for every man, woman, child. You forever, now it's domination. Dark Abe got the nation under new occupation. Resurrected Dave, hero of the light. Dark Abe rising, ready for the fight. Shred him, leave him in the dirt. Top hats in the mud, and the whole world's hurt. The beast is released, resurrected no more. Now it's the deceased, unleashed. You thought you knew Lincoln, thought he was done. But the hat was the chain, and the chain just come undone. No mercy, no debate, no courtroom, no plea. Just a 6'4" nightmare coming straight for thee. Head on, Dark Abe walking. Head on, the world is shaking. Head on, every opponent about to get broken. Magic's gone, the darkness flown, the good man is dead. Now a treading Caesar with a hatless head. The resurrected Abe is gone. Dark Abe, Dark Abe, Dark Abe, Dark Abe, Dark Abe, top hat in flames. America's nightmare has a brand new name.
Whoops. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Hopefully you can hear me all right. I have not been at my computer in a bit, so if you can hear me and my voice sounds all right, let me know. As you all may already be aware, I have been gone for some time, and so I may have missed a few things over the last few months. I've been contending with a bunch of family stuff. I'm sure some of you know a little bit about it, but basically, family emergency happened during or close to beginning of July, and basically it's been a roller coaster since. I've been trying to get back to streaming, but it's been a little bit crazy for me on a daily basis, and so uh, I finally got a chance to get on, and I wanted to basically hold a panel uh, and talk to you guys, see what's new, what's going on, what I've missed. Obviously, there's been a lot of stuff going on recently. Um, you guys could spill the tea, fill me in, let me know what's up. Right now, my camera is obviously set to this image. If I switch the camera on, you guys are going to get Dark Abe only. I just want to pre-warn you. So, yeah, I saw a video posted, Never Lucky Rubber Ducky. I don't know much about it. You guys, I'll throw a link out if you guys want, and you could come up and fill me in if you guys feel like chit-chatting. Currently, my StreamYard is not active. Obviously, I'm streaming through StreamYard right now, but I don't have all the bells and whistles right now because I'll just say all of my income has gone to taking care of the family situations that have happened. So thank you so much, Haul Long Nate, for the big 5. Oh, thank you also for that Ko-Fi. Haul Long Nate. I need to pull up the background Ko-Fi on my PC so I know what's going on there. Like I said, it's been a while. I'm a little bit out of sorts when it comes to my normal streaming practices. I'm sure I'll get back into the the grooves, but for the moment, thank you so much, Haul Long Nate. I greatly appreciate that. Let's see. What do I need to do? I'm going to I don't know what else is going on. You guys will have to fill me in. Give me 1 second. I will throw out a link for you guys, and then I will contend with some of my background stuff as we go. Paste. There we go. Oh, I think that's right. There's the link. Okay, there we have it. There's a link if anybody wants to jump up, and we can BS with me. We can just talk about random stuff, or you can fill me in on some of the stuff going on. So I don't say the wrong thing, I think, maybe, because, when things are flared like they seem to be in the chats I've seen right before coming on here, it seems like, I don't know, the field is hot, so to speak. Oh, really? Good job, Jungle. Well done. Yeah, I'll have to give him some crap. That's funny. Does my mic quality sound okay? Can you guys hear me well enough? You got to let me know. Like I said, I haven't been on the equipment in a bit. So, we have a visitor. Nate, good to see you.
Hey, good to see you, brother. How are you doing?
I am doing all right. It's good to be back on, for sure.
Oh, it's definitely good to have you on. You may notice you've been gone long enough. I've lost my delay and my echo.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun.
That's badass. I'm very excited for that.
Yes, it'll make it definitely does make the conversations easier.
Heck yeah, dude. Thank you, Gorilla Biscuits, for that gifted membership.
What's up,
And
Gorilla
your mother.
Biscuit?
Gosh, you guys, thank you so much. It's so good to be back. Yeah, it's been a crazy last couple months for sure. I'm glad to be back. Although it seems like I came back in a fairly contentious time, huh?
Well, just like the right has been split, has been splitting and fracturing over the last 11 months, like really
Yeah.
hard. The Crucible sphere has also been kind of, people are peeling off, people are splitting off, people are rage quitting.
Interesting.
Not all over the same stuff. Like Tony's upset about Tony seems to, from Hello Listener, does seem to be upset over Andrew's over the Crucible official statement that so far the official story is good enough when it comes to the Charlie Kirk thing.
Right. Okay.
And then as things that, lots of people have been voicing their disagreements with Andrew for many different things in the last month since that has happened. Yeah. So that it's hard. It's hard when there are people that I like so much that throw out like hard and fast I don't want to hear anything, or I don't want to see you doing anything with these other people. It makes it difficult, and yeah.
Crazy. I see. I hate the I don't know. It's almost like the being governed wherever you go by random people. I know that I haven't been around, so I don't know. But the last time we saw a big split up, for instance, like with the Sarah and Andrew's situation, it seemed like depending on which channels chat you're in, you might get shit from either side, or the whole pick a side. And it's like, I understand loyalty and I understand who you're in with, but at that point, you've made it into a weird fight, no matter where people are or where they're going, rather than allowing people to just be viewership. And I understand that, like, conveying messages have meaning, but if you take people out of context from a chat, you may think somebody's, being a snake, when in reality they're just responding to some other chatter, or they're responding to content on the screen at the time, rather than picking a side. So it gets real crazy real quick.
It does. Well, and just before you disappeared, there was the whole Ortho versus Protestant separation within the sphere. And I think for the most part, a lot of that has been mended. But then you have one of the most philosophically grounded and logical people in Mr. Jay Dyer, who is fine with anybody being wherever the hell they want, right? and at the same time saying, yeah, I don't necessarily agree with the official story there with the Charlie Kirk
Right.
thing. Candace, and a lot of this came out right after the Andrew and Candace thing. So, yeah, it's hard. It is really hard. And then post Spiro, there's there are
what's up with
certain
that?
subjects there's certain subjects having to do with what Spiro's video said that are just not to be brought up within the Foundry anymore, or you get booted.
Wow, I see.
Per Mr. E, you know. So, and if Mr. E says it, Andrew's gonna back it. So, you know, it is what it is.
Right.
But you know, I don't know.
That's
There's
fair.
so many, like Spiro has been such a good. Yeah, he has been such a good, solid guy in as far as like a tech resource, being able to look through his videos and see what's going on with certain things, and then especially watching where AI is going to creep into next, you know.
Right.
Right. And at the same time, realizing that no, AI is not going to be able to run itself and take over everybody's jobs, but it does gather a shit ton of information about everybody and everything, and could start making things really difficult for a lot of people just with glitches, even, you know?
Right.
So,
right. Well, it's dangerous tech for sure.
Oh, it is. Well, I mean, tech is dangerous all the way around.
Absolutely.
Just the simple tech of a hammer and chisel. Well, that's dangerous. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
people have been being injured by those tools for thousands of years now.
Right. Well, I was explaining this to one of my sons earlier today that all forms of technology have like a good and evil side, right? A light and dark, help and damage, right? So you look at like nuclear technology, you can get almost no pollution from nuclear energy, which can power huge amounts of people, or you could turn around and refine it further and use it for nuclear weapons and kill millions in a one shot. And so there's always that darker side to everything that we create.
There is, but I don't know. Spiro laid out. I would recommend watching that video if you want to find out what Spiro said, because he went on it. He went on for a little bit and brought up many different subjects where he disagrees with the official Crucible standpoint.
Okay.
You know?
So for me, like, okay, I'll have to do some researching and look into all of this stuff, because obviously I haven't had enough time to go through and see all the different facets of what's going on.
Right.
But the one thing I can say for myself is, like, Spiro's been on this channel more than once. I did interview with him and hang out with him. He's always been a really cool, pretty good individual. I feel like he's heartfelt and honest in general. And so I'll have to watch it and see what he says. I don't know. I just the guy's always been pretty awesome, like I said. So
Yeah, definitely. And like with everybody, use your own discernment.
Yeah.
Make sure that I mean, even with Andrew, Mr. E, everybody, use your own discernment. Make sure that any that you're double checking any new information. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Well, this is the same warning that we've put out in the past, right? Don't fall into a cult of personality, right? And that's not to say that
true.
any one person is guilty of propagating that. I'm just saying that it's not best for you to follow somebody just because of who they are. Like you're saying, use discernment. You have beliefs and stances. Stick with those stance and beliefs and stances until they're proved wrong, or you can see a different reason to follow something else. But don't fall into a belief because somebody else believes it or feels it or says it. You have to know why. It has to be for you, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, ever since YouTube allowed live streaming, there's been this phenomenon of parasocial relationships,
Big time.
and well, and even before that, like streamers like Mr. Medicare, who would
Mhm.
who would record a video reacting to other people's comments on his videos and stuff like that, and talk about friends that he's made, friendships, whatever. I mean, I've seen groups that seem to go through seasons of purges, and it's been, I mean, it's been incredible to me, the amount of growth and the amount of growth and internal disagreement that the Foundry has seen over the last 4 years, without there being major purges of, if you're associating with this person, goodbye. If you're
Right.
if
Right.
you're going to repeat this person, goodbye. If you're going to listen to this person, goodbye. You know what I mean? Whereas other groups, it almost seemed like every 3 to 4 months, and it never went more than 4 months. Well, just before COVID, I'll admit where I was in one of those. Just before COVID, well, 2 years before COVID, I started watching Owen Benjamin, and I was even in his very first live stream where he couldn't figure out how to run it. Like, everybody was saying, yeah, it's good, everything sounds good, and it was 45 minutes of him swearing at his cell phone,
Right.
because he couldn't figure out what was going on. But and yeah, that within a year, I just started seeing patterns of about every 4 months there was another group of people who would, come to his streams with torches burning, and all of a sudden there's a giant purge, and anybody who disagrees with him is gone, banned forever.
Right.
And then, and it's been that way with a lot of different stuff,
Right. Well, so like I understand there's a level of cultivating the audience that you want, right? You don't want certain people saying things, certain things, whatever it is. I can see getting rid of the negativity or the insults or whatever, if that's your prerogative. But there comes a point where it's like, if your community that you have built up is tailored to be only allowed to speak certain things and act a certain way, and you hold them to that standard, and anybody outside of that standard is booted, then I don't think that at that point you have any right to go into other communities if they are there and police them beyond your own channel. If they know that the rules are just so on that channel, cool. But why are you policing outside of that channel? Like, at that point, you're now doing some level of social control or something, right? And
right,
as much as
well,
like that makes sense for like an actual community outside of a YouTube channel, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to hold people to a certain standard to be allowed to even watch your content unless it's paid for content or something like that.
right. Well, and you know, the hard thing is the parasocial thing, and especially post-COVID. Before COVID, parasocial stuff was really weird and difficult, right? And then during COVID, parasocial relationships just exploded all over the place because that was the only place you could get together with anybody.
Right.
Like
true.
if you wanted to have a family conversation, everybody got on everybody got on Discord or on Zoom or something like that. You know what I mean? All relationships went parasocial outside of the four walls you lived in.
Yep.
And so it became, I don't know. I don't think that that very much of society was really ready for that kind of explosion of parasocial communication.
I don't think so either. And my wife and I have talked about some of these concepts as well recently, how it's created really weird shifts in how people act and react in daily life. Like, because of the internet age taking the turns it did, and then things like the COOF and societal decay and everything else, you look out at general populace and it's functioning such a strange way that it doesn't seem to make sense in the way that social fabric kind of used to. And then even here online, you see this schismed type of interaction.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, the parasocial is crazy, because then what happens is you have like a million cults of personality all interfacing with one another. And if one doesn't get along with another, you have like warring tribes. But then it becomes like layers of schism, because what happens is like, right, because then it's like this creator and this creator on the outs, and they have shared community. So now the community is at war with each other. But then this third person over here doesn't like A, but likes B. So now that viewership is now schismed too. But this one over here likes everybody involved. And so they have to pick different. It just makes it impossible for viewers to even get on and have good relations with each other, because at that point now you have 56 different sides, and you have to keep in mind how all these different sides react with one another, and who can I talk to, who can't I talk to, what can I talk about, what can't I talk about. It's kind of ridiculous at some point.
Right. And well, but that's one of the oddest things is that at that point it actually becomes like walking around in a big city. Where literally that is real life in big city. You've got this group over here that will freely use any speech whatsoever, and then you've got your folks at work where you really kind of have to be super tight with your communication just to avoid offending anybody and losing your job. And then you've got, there are certain restaurants that you may frequent that you don't bring up politics because the owner of the deli is, has a
Right.
different view than yours.
Right, but I think you have an added layer because something that happens is even just talking to the wrong person or talking in the wrong chat or even
Yeah.
just saying something that is misconstrued, and then you have an entire community turning against you rather than that person has an issue, so now you're going to have to talk to them. Instead, it's like that whole community now has become a flock that wants you to feel the pain of the statement you made that they didn't confirm or deny whether or not it's true. Like,
Right.
that gets real crazy real quick.
It does.
Because if you just take the word of whoever said it, right? Like you were saying, the parasocial relationship. If somebody has enough power within the words that they speak that they can say something happened or something was said or something is true, and the whole of the community takes that as a granted truth, like this is just how it happened, this is true, regardless of whether or not it's true, then they're not going to
Yeah.
seek to understand the situation. Even if it was a misunderstanding and they take it back later, you've already now done the damage because you said it was true. Your whole community took it as true. And now they hate this person over here because of it. And then maybe you
Yeah.
make up with that person and there's no bad blood anymore, but your whole community still holds the bad blood. And it feels like
That's
that
true.
keeps happening. And I don't think it's good for anybody's community in the long run. I think it just creates an ever growing fractionation of the viewership across the board. And then people eventually, I've seen this before, eventually people just give up on the space. They just walk away completely. They're like, I don't even want any piece of it. It's too much.
True. That's true. Well, but you've got I don't know, because there are some other good things that have been started going lately. Avarice now has his channel going. He's doing multiple shows a week. And that's been driving a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff. I don't know. There's been a lot of growth. I actually think that we have actually kind of spread out, and as a whole, we're supporting more small creators again within the Crucible sphere, right? I guess is where I'd put it, or within it, and not even just debate, like like people's creative streams and people's people's creative streams, people's more
Thank you, Bree.
academic, people's more academic content, that kind of stuff has really started being viewed again.
And that's good. I guess part of what I'm saying is like, I think that the space has room to grow, and I think that any person could step in and start creating. I think that the fight of one creator with another creator generally could be between them, right? And I agree that certain boundaries, when crossed, I can see communities standing against another creator. But I think sometimes it goes beyond that without good reason, for instance, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like, I don't feel like policing people that come to my channel when they're on another channel. Like, that's not my business. If somebody's here and they support me and they're cool and we have a good time and they go over and they hang out with somebody that I think is stupid or detestable, but they have a good time over there, so long as they're not trying to do damage to me personally, then I don't see why I have any business telling them I don't think they should be over there, or that person's a problem, they shouldn't associate with them.
Right.
So
No, I get you.
I think that sometimes it takes turns to that, and it's like, that's a little far for me. It's not my business to tell some other 40-year-old where they should and should not hang out on the internet. I could tell them I don't think you should be delving into extremely, sin-ridden stuff like pornography or something, but I'm not going to tell them don't go talk in some chat somewhere, right? Or
right.
I don't know. I think that I saw some of that prior to stepping out, and then when I got on today, just before going live, I went through and looked at a few of the lives that were up, and I see it happening here and there all over the place, like people trying to police each other. And it's like, it's one thing to argue an idea. It's one thing to talk crap to people. It's a whole nother thing to go into every chat you can and police people.
Mr. Emmett, how are you doing?
Emmett, welcome.
I'm
Emmett.
here. I'm here to police all of you.
Good
Okay.
luck.
So put your hands up.
Cuff me, boss. Cuff me,
cool.
boss.
Everybody, put your hands up. I'm gonna read you your Miranda rights. We're not gonna accept this kind of bullshit anymore on this sides of the internet. Okay, you're gonna have your day in court.
Can you tell me what the bullshit is? What's the bullshit?
Yeah, first off, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say will and can be used will be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. I don't know who's gonna pay it, but one will be provided for you. Okay.
I agree, Mr. Mister. I think Emmett is grounded. Emmett, I have a question. Have you ever been flogged?
No.
What? Wait, flogged or fucked?
Yeah. Flogged.
Flogged. Okay, like beaten with a belt or
What the fuck was that question, Abe? What are you talking about?
Listen,
Abe.
I'm just asking the questions, okay?
Tony.
All right. You're just asking questions, that's all. Not making any assumptions.
I find it funny that the fucking chat is just asperging at me. It's amazing what I can do just by coming in here by making an obvious joke. But
right. Well, it's that you walk in and speak with such authority. You know what I mean? You always speak with such authority. And unless people really pay attention to you, the sarcasm is a little hard to detect. Like it's drier than British humor.
He's not wrong. It is so dry sometimes that people can't tell, to be fair.
People are dorks.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah.
How you been?
I've been okay. How you been?
Up and down, man. Mountains and valleys. But it's
you live in the right place for it.
This is true. Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna be doing now that we have been warned by our overlords not to have good times on the internet?
I don't even know what has been warned, by the way. I have no idea.
You didn't see the warning?
No, somebody asked if I've been catching up on stuff, and I said no, I literally haven't been catching up on stuff. I've seen some video titles, I've seen some people are talking about things, I've seen my chat saying some of the stuff that happens, but I haven't been caught up on all the happenings. So
what
I've been
part
gone
of
for
the
like
drama
2 months.
do you want?
I've been gone for like 2 months. I pop into a chat here and there, usually for like 5 minutes, once or twice a day. So I literally have very little. I'll pop in and say, hey, God bless you, hope you guys are well, and then I go on and do the stuff that I need to do. So
Mr. President, if you let me make this public statement, The president has not been hiding. However, he has been secured at Camp David. He has been sequestered in order to deal with certain domestic issues, and we've not been. And the cabinet has not been bombarding him with anything other than those domestic issues he's needed to deal with. And so we've got to slow feed the information to him, or allow him to catch up on his own time.
What part of the drama do you want?
I don't. You can fill me in on anything. I know that there was...
Emmett is probably the safest person to give it to you.
Well, like,
to be fair,
there's been multiple things, I guess. Like, I've seen the bits and pieces of things. At one point, I know that the debate con happened. There was hubbub about that. I made some comments saying, you know, where I live, everybody carries firearms all the time. If you're going to have words with people, you don't have to, like, not have a firearm on you. That's not a big deal. And I've seen fist fights of people with firearms, and it's not like they got drawn, but I don't know the details of what
okay
happened.
let me put it this way. Let's say that you know,
lit up for that, by the way. I said,
yeah, let's say that I'm gonna fight you. We're going to Yellowstone. Yes. Finally. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And we've been at odds with each other for a while. And I say, we'll meet at Yellowstone on Saturday, and you find where I'm at that time 2 days early.
Mm-hmm.
You say that you were unprepared on how to carry your pew-pew and throw it down in the middle of the parking lot so that everybody can see it. And then you go on and antagonize me to supposed fight. Why shouldn't I believe that you were going to use that in the middle of a fight for supposed self-defense?
Well, so what when was the last time you were at a place where you were absolutely going to supposedly fight someone that you actually want to hurt, and that person has a pew-pew, okay? Nobody got hurt on that one. Because in my defense, I'm just a stupid Mexican, but if I get into a fist fight with somebody with a pew-pew, and the pew-pew, for any reason, gets into the ground, one of us is going into a coffin. Right. See that's where city people versus country people differ, because country people don't try and carry a pew-pew in the waistband of their basketball shorts.
True.
If that's how they're dressed, they will have like a lycra kind of or spandex kind of hide belt underneath.
You would have
securing
a
it, but there's if someone else is dumb enough to just have it in their, I mean, in my circles, if someone was dumb enough to have it just tucked into basketball shorts and it fell to the floor, someone else is kicking it into a corner somewhere so nobody can touch it. Like, you're dumb enough to try and carry like that, you don't get to touch a gun.
Well, okay, so again, I don't know the whole story. So, like I said, I said it in a chat at one point. I said you don't leave your weapon just anywhere, and if you're gonna get in a fight, you hand your weapon off to like a family member or like your best friend or whatever. If there's actually going to be, like, I've challenged somebody to a fight, which, by the way, I'm 42 years old. I'm not challenging people to fights. That's retarded. That's like literally stupid.
Except Emmett in Yellowstone.
Well, that's different. That's a
I'm gonna fight you, Abe. I'm gonna fight you.
But here's my point. So, like, where I live, we conceal carry all the time. Like, almost everybody either open carries or concealed carries. It's ranch land. Right? Most of the time, nobody's going to pull a weapon if there's like a fist fight. If you fear for your life, you draw a weapon. This is not saying that anything was okay. My only statements were that you don't leave your gun just anywhere or your firearm just anywhere. And if you're going to get in a fight, you have to hand it off. because that keeps it from falling, getting into the wrong hands, getting accidentally brought into a fight, something like that. My point wasn't
Well,
that
but that's
anybody was okay in the moment. I'm not saying that I'm okay with anybody's actions or anything. Literally, all I'm saying is that
all I'm
like
saying is I
here,
watched the defense case for one named Kyle Rittenhouse, and when every lefty was saying it was just a fist fight, okay, everybody
no,
realized that it wasn't just a fist fight, because the moment that pew pew that he
right?
had
How
right
does that
up in
have
the
anything?
open got into anybody's hands, even if someone ended up in the casket. And
Right,
that's the point. The point is nobody got in.
right,
The point
true.
is that we're saying that he got over there in order to suppose get into a fight, right? That was the idea behind it, and he went
right.
there. Well, he went there not only armed but pretended to. In my opinion, and this is you can say it's a bad opinion. I don't care. In my opinion, he pretended to drop the piece into the ground so that people knew he was carrying, in
Okay.
order to try to instigate the fight, and then pretend that it was going to be self-defense. And I don't see any reason not to believe that at this point. It may be a really bad look. It might be like, oh, Emily is having a little bit of a brain fart because he's whatever. But after reviewing the ideas and thinking about it more, it seems to me that that is the most. If I'm gonna be as bad faith as they have been, why wouldn't I believe
Okay.
that?
So this is what I
Well,
will
the
say.
other
This
big thing is also that it was a borrowed piece
okay,
because
that's
he flew.
so this is what I'll say. This is what I'll say. I never made any claim of intent. I only made a statement because they were the stream I was watching. They were talking to Chuck from Tennessee, who is also a Marine of way older, like he's old core. And he said, well, you never leave your weapon anywhere. And I was like, well, that's true. So then I typed, you don't leave your weapon anywhere, and you hand off your weapon if you're going to get in a fist fight. Those are the two things I said. And my point wasn't to attribute intent. I have no idea what the situation was like. I have no idea what words were said between the people. And I was never trying to make a claim of who's right or wrong. I said, literally, one of the things I said, I've been in combat before. You don't leave your weapon in any individual, like anywhere, and you always hand it off if there's going to be a fist fight. Those are the things I said. And I got
Right.
chewed out. I've been chewed out for making statements. And I'm like, dude, I wasn't like, I'm not taking sides. I've never took a side. I have no idea what even happened at that point in time. Literally, I had seen that statement from Chuck from Tennessee and them talking about concealed carry while confronting somebody. And I made that statement. So
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you my opinion.
and I've been
of the
gone
whole
for 2
situation.
months. So like I said, I've only caught in bits and pieces of what's going on. So that's the first thing that happened while I was gone, I think. And then from there, there's just been basically
Escalation.
a never ending fight of all these different things. And then now I'm seeing like stuff about Andrew, and I saw there's a video posted by Spiro, and people are talking about it, but I have no idea.
Well, and that's the Sparrow thing. That's another thing that, like, I know that I'm generous with the people that I really like that I enjoyed their shows. I can be quite generous that in my gifting. But I've also made it very clear. In fact, I have a video calling someone else out for having a misgiving about donating to someone's channel and wanting it back, right? Like, it is an in the moment, you're paying for what you get right there, and that's it. Every donation it's an impulse purchase for what you're getting right then, right? That's really and truly what it is. And parasocial relationships get really weird when people start feeling regretful about donations that they or super chats or whatever that they've given, and then there's a disagreement about something, right? So I kind of, yeah, I don't really like all that stuff. The reasons that that Sparrow has disagreement, I was not privy to any of that information. I don't have I can't have an opinion on it because I wasn't privy to it. And if two guys that I mutually respected are having an out, well, that's them having an out.
Right.
You know?
So between the first event that I was talking about and this new event, it seems to me that there's been a ton of blow-ups here and there all over the place. And like I was saying at the beginning of this, as I return to the space, it's like, oh, okay, so all this different stuff has happened. And I say one thing and it's going to blow up in my face for even talking because I have no idea what actually is happening. And I'm like, that's kind of stupid. You go away for a little bit, you come back, you don't even know what's going on. So I figure if people just fill me in, spill the tea a little bit, let me know what the hell is going on so that I don't have like people coming here and being like, destroy Abe, That'd probably be good.
Hey, everybody, just a really quick note. Whether you're throwing out a bunch of love to Abe tonight, or if you're gonna chew him out, do it in at least a $5 super chat. Go over to the Ko-Fi. You can throw a big message in there. It's like as big as a $20. The character space is as big as a $20 super chat. So that's the best way to do it. Just make it worth his while to even read it. All right, guys?
And also, I think that at the very least, my community, you guys, all the people, you should know this by now. I don't seek to tell lies. I don't want false information to be out there. I want honesty. I want people to be honest with me, and I want to be honest with people. I have no intention of being a snake or a liar or any of that crap. Like, so I feel like sometimes people just expect that everybody's going to be lying, cheating, stealing, and covert stuff all the time. And that's not me at all. I hope that you know that by now, because I'm not, but there's no, I don't know. It's so weird to feel like if I chat in somebody else's chat, even if I'm asking a question or affirming a statement, like, yeah, if you're a CCW holder, you carry your weapon, you don't leave it anywhere, and you hand it off if anything crazy is going to happen, like a fist fight. I don't feel like that's a crazy thing to say. Now, looking at the situation that you guys are talking about, sus, I have no idea. I wasn't there. I can't judge it. But that's just a baseline statement from a Marine combat veteran who does have the ability to concealed carry. And those are some rules that I would hold myself to. But I would also hold myself to a rule of don't get in fistfights. If I'm going to have stern words with someone, I'm going to have stern words with them. But I don't go out looking for a fist fight. I would never go pick a fight with somebody. That's ridiculous. It's dumb. There's no point in fist fighting somebody for some odd reason other than you actually want to do damage to them. So to me, there's no point in doing that unless I'm seeking to do damage to that person.
Agreed.
In which case, you might as well walk away and have nothing to do with that person, because what's the point in going to jail for getting in a fist fight or worse with somebody over petty, stupid things, right? So,
true.
I don't know. That's not. I don't feel like I'm being extremely controversial by saying what I'm saying.
No, you are being extremely controversial by saying what you're saying. How dare you?
Yeah.
Also, how dare you again? I just
Thank
want to
you,
say
Gorilla
that
Biscuits.
to be completely
dare you?
honest.
And thank you, King, for those 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate that huge. Because Nate said so. Emmett,
There we go.
just trust me. Also, thank you, King, for your legend. God bless you.
Hell, fuck no.
Anyway,
Now, on some happier news, I talk about it everywhere I can. I am 3 weeks from my first fishing trip, and then in a little over a month from now, Emmett and I are going to go fishing.
I was so
And-
close to say pregnant there. Because I thought
Oh,
it was
pregnant?
funny.
Emmett-
I'm
Evan and I are
3 weeks
pregnant.
pregnant.
Yeah. We.
No,
Well,
hell no. No.
are you going to tell who the surrogate is? No, we're
No.
not. Okay,
We're
there we
not.
go. So
No.
we are also still we're trying to get all the final details worked out as to whether or not JS Urban Adventures is going to be joining us. So
He said he would, didn't he?
well, yeah, but then
wait,
his schedule. Well, yeah, to go fishing together, but then
Oh,
his
right,
schedule
right.
with planned debates and with with going down to Vegas for certain things, and then going down to what is it? Going down to Orlando. Like
People
he's
ask me
got
to go
so
to
much.
Vegas. I'm not entirely sure if I want to go to Vegas
Why in
Yeah.
Vegas? What
for a
is happening
debate.
in Vegas? Oh,
But I
For
don't
what
wanna. I really don't like the Shapitler. And if he calls me a mushroom
No.
gobbler, I'm gonna. I'm
man.
gonna call
He
him
will.
retard.
he will.
You're
That's
gonna
the
beat
point-
him with the dreidel.
I was just gonna say that's the point where you go and you just choke him on live.
I'll have your bail money, Emmett. I will have
Oh
your
my
bail
gosh.
money. If that
I
happens.
am a bird, not heard nor seen. What am I?
That would be so funny, dude.
My dick, you my
I can
dick.
just imagine. Freaking Emmett
It's my
walks in,
dick,
he's-
Smokey Man. It's always my dick with this
It's
guy.
always
Have you seen it?
Wait, what?
Have you seen the Shapidler?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Wait,
oh,
why
you
don't I
gotta-
have access to your shit anymore? Did you kick me?
No, I don't have access to it either because I couldn't pay for it during this time. So my
that makes sense.
Yeah, my StreamYard is on basic mode.
Okay, that makes sense.
So in
I
other
don't have
words,
access to my shit.
I know.
Okay.
I don't
in
have
other
access
words,
either.
people need to like be hitting thank yous on the older videos that you're rewatching. Keep his views count up, and
There we
just help me. He's not going to ask for this, guys. So I got to pimp the man out.
Bring me
I
up.
am pimping out the president.
Ooh, that sounds pretty kinky.
Everyone's gonna see who the real tough guy is. And it's not you, it's smarter than me. Rob, who do you think I am?
You're the cartoon.
You've always been the cartoon.
Mushroom gobbler. You're a mushroom gobbler. Okay. Okay. You're okay.
Did we mention the master of ceremonies will be none other than Andrew f***ing Wilson?
We love you, Andrew Wilson.
We've got 12
No,
Pakistanis involved in
no,
tractor trailers.
no.
Yeah, right. He couldn't crush an alarm
And
clock.
that's how Rachel Wilson saved a burning cat from the oldest tree in town. Oh, what a fun story. In other news, in a shocking turn of events, Andrew Wilson will be replacing the traditionally all-female lineup
yeah,
of the
okay.
annual Folk City
Okay,
Funk
great.
Rockathon in City Center this Saturday. It's sure to be just a whole...
You Oh, hello, me. I almost didn't recognize you. It's you, the cartoon man. You're not smarter than me. You're not smarter than me. You're not me. It's so much. We. Except it's true, right? It's true. You're not smarter. You're not smarter than me. And I'm not smarter than you. Aren't you? Oh. Two sides of the same polished rock. One talks, the other mocks. What am I? Are you the cartoon? I'm the Shapiddler. You are smarter than me.
Crucible City Police Department, what's your emergency?
Is this the CCPD?
Yes, sir. What's your emergency?
I'd like to report a suspicious taco truck parked in the alleyway next to the Museum of Broadcasting.
Okay, is that the one on 49?
It looks illegal. It's probably illegal.
Why does it look illegal, sir?
It's parked in a haphazard way, and I think that there's illegals inside of it making delicious tacos.
Okay.
How's that?
Sir?
I think you should send Detective Noor.
We've got a unit on the way, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Let the shapiddling commence.
What do we have here?
And remember, dumb, stupid, dickhead detectives eat for free. God bless our men and women in law enforcement.
Free quesadilla? Case about to be in my stomach.
Feeling peckish, Detective Noor?
Oh, shit!
Why would a one-legged spider try to kick the warts off of a pickle?
Come on, stop what you're doing. You're gonna hurt yourself.
Because f*** you, Rob Noor. F*** you.
Ryan.
You f***ing shitter.
Ryan.
You mushroom gobbler. You f***ing mushroom gobbler.
Ryan, no.
Get in the truck, asshole.
I'm just getting word now that a strange boy in theater clothing is holding a law enforcement officer hostage inside of what appears to be a food truck. There's no word at this time on whether or not he's armed or if the truck itself is a threat. There is SWAT presence, as you can.
Good evening, mushroom gobblers.
I hate to ruin your rubbernecking, but it's time for a quiz show, courtesy of the Shapiddler.
Shapiddler?
The master of mysteries
Shapiddler?
and the emperor of enigmas.
What is with the outfit?
Shut up.
What are you trying to do?
Shut your mouth, Mommy. I mean Detective Noor. Yes, Detective Noor will be my corpulent captive for as long as it takes until my questions are answered. But these queries are not for you tittering TFS-afflicted troglodytes at home. No. I have questions for the Smoky Man. So help me out here, bro. If it's the case that I solve your riddle, bro, then it stands to reason that you'll release Detective Noor. Good question, you chain-smoking chapper of asses. And I'll answer that in a moment. But first, let me say this. I am a bird, neither seen nor heard. Try solving that, little shapiddle. You have 24 hours, asshole.
The answer's my dick, Smoky Man. My dick. No,
shut up.
It's always my dick.
No.
I have no idea why this guy is obsessed with seeing my penis. Don't worry about it, Smoky Man. Stay home, enjoy your dinner.
He's absolutely obsessed with my dick.
No, I'm
Who
not.
the f- listens to my show every night?
And calls in only to demand to see my penis.
How do I turn this thing off?
It's like an obsession with the guy.
come on,
My wife hasn't asked to see my penis as much as Brian Shapiro.
Shapiddler.
Shapiddler is the most desperate person
Shut
I've
up.
seen. The reason he's constantly obsessed with me and Smoky Man and all these other people is the guy desperately wants friends.
It's one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen.
part of the
He's
broadcast.
constantly going on about how,
Oh, I'm friends with Jack Pasabin, and I'm friends with Michael Lewis. The guys don't even know who the fuck he is. Oh, but I forgot. He's a syndicated
I am a
radio
syndicated
host.
radio host.
All
No,
about
no.
respect.
I
Respect,
am-
Rob. Show me your penis, Rob. It's about
Okay,
respect,
yeah,
Rob.
no, it is about respect. Rob, shut up, Rob. Shut up, Rob.
That's what we're doing now?
I used to believe this guy's ever
Because
done
it's
one
the Rob
thing
North Show.
successful in his life.
Turn off
Here's a big
your.
riddle for you. How the f*** is this guy managed?
I can't
to
turn
keep
this
his way
off.
out of
I can't turn this
existence
off.
in some sort of f***ing
So please-
online space.
please
It's
turn
someone
off your
as
television.
f***ing sad,
Please.
pathetic, stupid, and ugly as this motherfucker.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I want to go home. Roberto, esto es para ti. Eres un devorador de setas.
Wow.
Si soy el hombre de los acertijos, eres puro y estúpido.
Oh my gosh.
And that is the Shapidler. That's what I said.
Careful, you guys might
It
actually
is
turn
a
it into it.
bird, neither
actually-
seen
Seen
nor heard.
Heard.
Oh my gosh.
Why does the one-legged spider pick the wart off of a pickle?
That was wild.
Yeah,
That was wild.
that's been fun.
These
been
animations
a-
are pretty fun.
Oh, they are. They are. And I'm not sure if you caught the Avarice show the other morning or
Nope.
since.
Nope. Haven't- Like I said, I've
He
like,
got
in and out big time.
sure.
Very
Well,
Well,
and,
Mr. White. So
yeah.
Mr. White is one of the animators, and I will not say who's gonna have this week, but yeah, one of the animators went to the Avarice show. It's the
Oh, wow.
Avarice show.
Nice.
And he's doing
It's not the Rice Ave show.
he's doing great, to be honest.
Good. Good. Getting good momentum going.
Yeah, he's getting,
Oh, yeah.
getting good momentum. They mentioned like all of the little things that are into making it, what they were adding, what they were changing, and to be fair, it's really really good.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's like each frame has like 4 or 5 different Easter eggs in it. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. So
All of the police
Well worth the
officers
rewatch.
are members of the Crucible, like of the Foundry.
either mods or large contributors in the Foundry that have been seen at different events. So
I am neither seen nor heard.
That's crazy.
I want somebody to call into his show, into Ryan Shapiro's show, and just be like, "Ah, I'm a great fan. I'm a great fan. Thank you for taking my call. I wanted to ask you a question. It's a little bit of a riddle. Riddle me this. I am a bird, neither seen nor heard."
That would be so fantastic.
watch him flip out.
He flipped out today. He flipped out today at Andrew on Twitter.
That's amazing.
Oh, did he?
He. What exactly he said? He said something like "riddle me this," and fucking pushing the limits. Decided to say something retarded.
Oh,
Try to find it.
nice. So yeah, there's been a bunch. So, but yeah.
You guys
Hey,
know
guys.
that Tim Curry passed away?
Yeah. Tim Curry,
Oh,
the actor
wow.
Tim Curry.
Yes.
So did Dolly Parton, I heard.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very important too.
Tim is using her chest as a flotation device down the river Styx. No laughs. No laugh. Okay.
I don't know what that is.
It's that sounds like a movie scene to me.
Right.
Sounds like a believable movie scene to me, actually.
given Tim Curry and his acting history.
Yeah.
What's sad is right. What's sad is I hadn't heard. I did not know previously that for about a month, I think a little over a month, he had been trying to recover from a stroke.
Oh.
Before he passed. So he was in some rough shape.
I'll say that there has been a lot of solar activity, like ramped up coronal mass ejections from the sun and stuff. That generally prompts more earthquakes and volcanic activity on Earth, but it also marks an uptick in strokes and heart attacks and a bunch of other things. So,
well, it's a good thing I believe in flat Earth, and so none of that stuff can hurt me. You know, I am protected. I am protected by the arch that separates the waters above and the waters below.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
Put this up. This is insane. and just replying, riddle me these, Brian. And he replies, riddle me these. What is full of smoke and inside and woman hate to be around. I know you will get this one.
Oh my gosh.
Andrew, the gay bathhouse you frequent.
Oh my gosh. It may be the case that you guys have actually turned him into the Shapidler. I'm just saying. He's actually turning into the villain of that cartoon now.
The guy will literally just do absolutely anything to have anyone acknowledge him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it is kind of sad. It is kind of sad. It's like you find the one kid who cracked one funny joke, and so so everybody gets in the class constantly tells him to tell another joke, tell another joke, tell another joke.
Yeah.
And eventually he identifies as the funny man.
Did you know, Abe, that I'm Satan?
Are you?
I got called out the same week by two different groups. The nicest debater, theist, not atheist, by an atheist. I was called out as the nicest theist he has ever interacted with, and and Satan the next day.
Satan the next.
Yeah, you are Satan.
It's kind of like being called a schnazi and a small hat in the same argument.
Right.
It's like when Ben Shapiro was being called a schnazi. He's like, I'm a Jew.
It's just like that, yeah.
Yeah. So that debate with Emmett with the with that atheist, like Emmett, he was able to catch really well when Emmett was being sarcastic and when he wasn't, and all this other stuff. And he's like, I have to say, you are by far the nicest theist I have ever debated, and like the most good faith. And man, this is just incredible. And Emmett's like, that like threw Emmett for a loop. It took him like 20 seconds to be able to actually speak. He's like, someone called me nice.
Well, to be fair, there was somebody laughing in the panel when he said that.
Well, that's like the moment
we all were.
That's the moment when Emmett's like, wait, do I need to change something? Did I do something wrong?
Right.
I need to be called out as Satan. That is That is the
Who called you
nicest
stupid?
thing anyone can. Orthodox guy, because he was telling me, I came up upon and was like, being nice is not actually a Christian virtue, and he's like, you're Satan. Like, well, that was not very fucking nice of you, but fine, I accept you. I can't agree with your premise,
This
I
is the
guess.
whole thing. I don't know if everybody remembers or not. I did a breakdown on niceness. Niceness is going along to get along. And the origination of the term nice is to be an imbecile. It's to
Ignorant.
be ignorant to what is going on. So you just go along with whatever because you're ignorant and you don't know what's happening. So you just go along to get along. So nice is not a good thing. It's sad that everybody has taken to this be nice. You say be nice to kids because generally children are ignorant and you don't want them doing things they shouldn't. So you're telling them to be nice because there's a certain level of social acceptability in behavior. You don't
Right.
tell adults to be nice unless there's something beyond, right? Like kindness and niceness are not the same thing, and they've been equated as the same thing for a while, and I think it's done damage to the psyche of individuals. It's like the niceness movement has pussified everything.
I do agree.
Sadly.
Well, Mr. President, I'm going to allow someone else a space up here. I'm going to keep listening on the channel, but yeah, I've got like 7 hours before I got to be driving again. So I'm going to check out. I'll pop on the camera though, just for this. And yeah, here we go. We're going to sign out. God bless. And yeah, you're always in my prayers, man. Just know that. And I'm as bad as if anyone thinks that Abe has been MIA in chats or not communicating, whatever, I'm just as bad because I have no excuse. I'm awake all the time. I can always get on Discord. I can do whatever. So, but yeah, God bless. You and the family are always in the prayers, and just keep fighting the good fight, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Nate. Have a good night. God bless you.
Have a good night.
Good night, Emmett.
My God, this is here. Everyone loves Emmett except me because he's wrong 97% of the time. I'll give him a solid 3% though, for truth. You should probably play the. You should probably play the commercial if you still have it.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I got to get it off my channel, actually. Has Jungle seen the commercial before? It's a
I don't
freaking
think
great
so.
commercial.
That's why I said you should probably play it.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll play it for you, Jungle. You'll love it. Okay, let's go. Where is it? Okay. Here we go. Wait. No, that's not right. Remove. Hold on. I got to find the right one. For some reason, it switched it. That was really weird.
If Emmett is in, I'm logging off. Shut up, Jungle. You like me. Just a little bit.
Don't worry, Jungle. It's actually really freaking funny. Here we go. Check this out. Is so great because he's really. Hold on. Why does it do this? There we go. Emmett is so great because he's really good to slap around. He's so grounded
And it makes it really fun to kick him because he can't go anywhere so long as he's grounded. He's like so grounded, he's got his legs stuck in the ground. So he can be slapped or kicked no matter what, and he goes nowhere. He just stays put. Like, perfect for being a punching bag. I mean, have you ever had a punching bag, you hit it, and it just goes flying off into the middle of nowhere? Yeah, that sucks, okay? Because then you have to fetch the bag. You don't want to fetch the bag. You want something you can hit repeatedly, and it just stays put. That's Emmett. Emmett is the bag that stays put and you can just keep hitting. And he only gets better as he's hit. He gets more brown. So I don't know how you can beat a bag that you can beat while it can't move and it gets more color as it's hit. It's magic. It's magic, and everybody needs a bag they can hit repeatedly that never leaves. So get yourself an Emmett today. Something you can just smack and ground, throw rocks and give hot dogs to. That's all you need. Emmett.
See, you gotta love it. It's a good one.
True. It is what it is.
Good to see you too, Kieran Markham. Been a while. Oh, I see. I see. Anybody else want to come up here, huh? What else, Emmett? What did I miss? What else did I miss? And how justified is what I missed?
So you missed everything. Shut up. I was reading chat. Anyway, you miss the Shapitler. You miss maybe you miss about 2 or 3 of the Crucible cartoons. I recommend them all. You miss the second. You miss like the BaitCon. I don't know if you saw any of the BaitCon or anything about the BaitCon.
Nope.
So before the BaitCon, there was a challenge to a fight. During the BaitCon, the thing with the pew pew happened. After the BaitCon, there was another challenge to a fight. Plane tickets were bought. The whole thing was set up to happen, and somebody backed down. It was another try to make the fight happen, and now there's not gonna be. The JS the BaitCon footage is actually good. There's also that caused some issues between Dusty and Andrew, because Dusty went on and tried to shake Andrew's hand, and Andrew was like, "You've been talking shit about my wife. I'm not gonna shake your hand."
Oh, wow!
And it evolved into Dusty deciding to send a mug to Andrew's house. We still don't know exactly how he got the address. We believe a certain rotten vegetable has to do with it. And yesterday they got excommunicated traitores to anybody that engages with them.
So what, like a sick practical joke?
Yeah, the thing was supposed to be a practical joke, and
like
the excommunicado traitores is not a practical joke. It just isn't.
What is what?
Anybody that engages with Flow State or people adjacent that are doing ops against him are going to be removed from both the YouTube and the Foundry.
Oh, wow.
There's like a lot of juice spreading too. Some people really think that the fact that you don't believe that a fucking, let's call it, very melaninated person that is also female and retarded is correct about anything. That we believe she's absolutely wrong about her stupid theories means that we like the juice.
You cut out there, Emmett.
Which we don't. Stillborn, you're muted. And yeah, there's been like a lot of juice spreading because of that.
Okay. Interesting.
Am I muted still? I don't.
No,
No,
now
you're-
you're back.
Good.
No, I didn't
What's
even
up?
change anything. That's weird.
You're super low though. Then
How's this?
better.
Sounds fine to me.
I just turned the gain up a little bit.
Yeah, you're better. A little bit muffled because you turn up the gain a
Still
little
on?
too much.
Oh, let me
Still
turn the
good.
gain down a little bit and just mess with the audio settings real quick.
Yeah, that's it. That you sound good. You sound good now.
That sounds
What's
good.
new, Stillborn?
Yeah, it sounds good.
All right. What's going on with you, Abe?
Not a lot. I mean, a lot, but not a lot right this second. Just came to see what's going on with everybody, with everything.
We finally broke 200 over here.
Very good. Congrats. Very good. Very good.
I might be debating a professor of philosophy and psychology here soon.
Really?
I want to debate Wick, and I hope I get him. I want to debate him
Why
on
do you
whether or
want to
not.
debate Wick?
I want to debate him on whether or not Christians should vote for the Democratic Party.
Stillborn, I heard you got your ass whooped by Jungle in a debate.
I did, in fact, lose a debate to Jungle. This is true.
Damn.
I agree that happened.
That did, in fact, happen. He won. I will fully admit he won. He made way better arguments than I did there.
When he won, did he say, "Welcome to the jungle, punk? Take a look around"?
No, he was just like,
Yeah.
"See, you're retarded."
Oh, well,
Louder stuff, please.
Did you, Abe? Did you catch my my debate from the other night on Easy's channel?
No. So this is what I was just telling everybody. I've caught like little 5-minute snippets here and there of streams, random streams over the last 2 months, basically, because I've been too busy. So I'll like pop in, I'll say God bless, I'll let people know I'm still alive, and then I'm off doing stuff again. And so I've caught very little, if anything, and I haven't watched any full stream in the whole time, basically. So,
Dude, I think it was probably the most like verbal beatdown the worst verbal beatdown I've ever seen on the internet.
wow, I'll have to check it out.
And then how do you, what would you say about my debate from Thursday against Gabe? That was pretty bad.
Well, you were good. Gabe is really bad. He doesn't have like any foundation epistemology of anything. So it was brutal to see him just yeah.
He
Who is
conceded
an
the
actual
debate
Christian?
like 20 times.
Who is an actual Christian? Me. Are you willing? Are you able to do good? No. No.
The
Well, sometimes.
prompt was Christianity has been a net negative for American society. That was his prompt. And so I just asked him, I'm like, hold on. So I was like, hold on. So from your view, the Orthodox, the Catholics, and the Protestants, they're not Christians, right? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, so you and the people who share your theology are the only true Christians? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, okay, then how have you been a net negative for American society? And he was like, and I was like, so Christians, I'm like, have you been a net negative for American society? He's like, no. I'm like, so then Christians haven't been a net negative for American society. I walked him through it like 20 times, dude.
Oh my god.
He just didn't get it.
No, he didn't.
And to be fair, to be fair, he got like saved in the after panel because a stupid dork who doesn't know anything again about the transcendental argument came up and tried to explain what the transcendental argument. It's not a valid argument.
It's not a valid
Can
argument.
you-
What's the argument?
Can you tell me the argument? The fucking idiot didn't know it.
Well, that reminds me of several debates that I've watched, to be fair. Like when you ask for justification between what is right and wrong or good or evil, and they continually circle back to being the arbiter.
No, I just
themselves,
conceded whatever
and
his
yet
definition
not-
was. I just conceded it, like from the beginning of the debate. I just conceded. We'll go with whatever your definition of negative is, even though you haven't given a standard for what net negative would have to be. That would require a standard to compare to. But I'll just release you from this. If you are one of the only true Christians, how have you been a net negative to American society? And he's like, I haven't. And I was like, so then Christians have been a net negative?
I was watching the
Well.
debate. I was watching the debate, and I made that idea. Like, what is the epistemic claim of how you get to net negative? And I put
He
in
had no
chat.
idea what you were talking about.
And I put in chat. I bet all of you that he doesn't know what epistemology is. And when he was like,
right?
he started just talking about it. He's like, okay, yeah, he doesn't know. He didn't know.
Dude, it was so
That's
bad.
the epistles, right?
Yeah, study of the
Yes.
epistles under St. Baptist II.
It's Paul. Paul told us about the epistle. Do you remember?
My gosh. Epistemology.
I also went viral on X while you were away, Abe.
No, you didn't.
At the very least, I had a clip go viral on X, which I posted a clip from DebateCon when I walked up and asked Dinesh D'Souza a question.
Really?
And he basically insinuated that I was a Nazi.
Yeah, that was true. That actually happened.
What was? Wait.
If you go to my YouTube and you go to videos, it's like it should be the first one there.
Oh my gosh,
dude! It's like a minute and a half long clip.
I gotta go, but good to see you, both of you. I have to fight a couple of atheists.
Dude, okay, by the way, guys, I infiltrated needgod.net's channel today during the stream. Dude, it was so bad. It was so funny. I was just trolling him basically the whole fucking time. The whole time he kept trying to get me to concede that all that's required for salvation is faith and is just believing and putting faith in Jesus Christ. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know what that means. He was like, it just means that you believe it in your heart. And I'm like, yeah, but what does that mean? It was so fucking funny.
Okay, here we go. Let's see this.
Go in the hallway and talk. Here we go.
All right, so my question's for Dinesh. Dinesh, the United States is $40 trillion in debt. Only 1 in 4 Gen Z adults own their own home. 69% of Gen Z reported living paycheck to paycheck in a 2025 survey. So my question to you is this. How much money am I, as a 22-year-old husband and father, obligated to give to Israel? Or if it's not that, if it's not a monetary obligation, do you just want like warm, fuzzy feelings towards the Jews in Israel?
May I ask you a question? What is
Can you answer mine first and then ask me the question?
Yeah, I'll answer yours. I'm asking you with a view to answering yours. What is the total amount of money that we give?
By the way, he said that we send about like 3.8 billion to Israel during the debate.
I'm asking you what we should do. How much is it that we do give?
Couldn't tell you.
You have no idea.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know the
How much do we give
totality.
to Israel?
About 3 billion a year.
Okay. Do you think it's kind of interesting that you are super well informed on the 3 billion we give to Israel and
That's 'cause I
not
looked it
informed
up.
at all as to how much do we give to Egypt?
Well, you did say that in this debate, to be fair.
What?
That's also true.
That we gave $3 billion to Israel.
No, correct. But what I'm saying is, isn't it interesting when the
I learned
United
it from you,
States?
Dinesh.
What I'm saying is,
You've been learning them
I know
up.
that. The United States, unfortunately, is a profligate country that both domestically and internationally throws and wastes giant amounts of money. I'm simply saying it is really interesting that you have a surgical eye toward the $3 billion we give to one country, and you don't even know. You can't even say approximately what if we were giving. Let's just.
Why are you hyper focusing on
for
Israel?
example,
That was the prompt of the debate.
$100 trillion or $10 trillion to other countries and 3.8 billion to Israel. Wouldn't that be interesting that you have no objection to all the others? You don't even know anything about them, but you're really
This
well
is
informed
entirely
on this
a
one.
non sequitur. You didn't answer my question, and you went on
Well,
this
I'm
random
answering your
tangent about
question.
other countries. And I asked you
Israel,
specifically, how much am I obligated to give to Israel? How
You're-
much?
You're not obligated
do.
to give a single penny, but you're not obligated. No, you're not obligated.
Yeah, baby.
No.
That's the concession on the fucking
Okay.
prompt.
So, I actually don't like the fact that the U.S. doles out as much as it does of its tax dollars to any nation outside of
Which
the
was my
US.
position that I said.
I think
Yeah,
that
I was like, we shouldn't give money to any other countries at this point.
I think that there's a level of you have no choice in the matter, and yet they will take your money and send it to a country that you completely disagree with everything that country is and or stands for. Period. It doesn't matter which country it
That
is.
was
I
actually
don't
Andrew's
think that-
argument. Because so the prompt of the debate was Christians are morally obligated to support the Jews in Israel. That was the prompt. That was like, it wasn't like, should the U.S. support Israel? It was a very specific prompt, right? And Andrew's like, he's like, the government of Israel has publicly funded abortions, publicly funded transgender surgeries, you know, all kinds of horrific ideologies or all kinds of horrific practices. And he's like, why should you know, I as a Christian be financially obligated to support that? And then not only that, he got in the debate, he got Dinesh to concede that both secular Jews have an evil ideology in that they're secularists, which is evil, that religious Jews are heretics, which is evil, and that Jewish theology is evil. And so he's like, wait, so you said that Jewish theology is evil and secular Jews are evil, so you want me to support evil? And he's like, yes.
I'm confused too because he's Catholic, so he's not dispensationalist. So I'd be interested to know from what
Kind of.
No, Dinesh is not Catholic. He's a Protestant. He grew
Kind
up
of.
Catholic. He grew up Catholic, but he's not a practicing Catholic.
Last I checked, he was Catholic, but maybe he's Protestant. It's weird. He's
Kind
definitely
of.
gone over. He's definitely gone after Calvinism as of late on X. That's for sure. He wanted to go
Kind
at war
of.
with Calvin.
I also wouldn't. I don't think that I would call him kind of. I wouldn't call him Catholic or Protestant. I think maybe there's facets
Church of England
his belief system that are, but I think that he still holds to some levels of mysticism and stuff too. As far as I've seen.
Dang!
Abe. Thank you, Jungle. Jungle says, Abe. Oh, and Steelborn lost the debate to me. A 0.0000003% debater defeated the self-proclaimed debate master of the internet.
Of the whole internet.
All right, Jungle, we're gonna have another 1v1 now. That's just the way it
Doesn't
seems.
wait, Jungle, doesn't that make you the new debate master of the internet? If you beat him, that makes you the new debate master of the internet.
It's King of the Hill, and you're on the hill now.
King of the jungle, you mean? King of the jungle.
King of the jungle.
So looking it up, D'Souza, yes, raised Catholic, later attended evangelical churches, identifies as a non-denom Christian. And I think he's lost every debate he's probably been in that I'm aware of. I think he's way better at documentaries than he is debates. Yeah. And he should stick in his lane.
I think there's been some level of political debating that he probably would have done okay on against like leftists, but other than that, I think that
dude, he lost.
Theology is not his bag. That if you saw
It's
him
just
versus
not.
Alex O'Connor, it was embarrassing. Embarrassing.
I don't know why would you do that? Like literally, why would you do that? Why would anybody, no offense to anyone, why would anyone that's not theologian level education in their belief system debate someone like Alex O'Connor? Why?
There's no good reason for it.
The man has been doing it for a decade plus
at Oxford,
understands the ins and outs of your religion and other religions. It's a fool's errand to run off with no level of education in the game and think that you're just gonna argue with that person. It's stupid to me. In fact, you're shooting yourself in the foot and the whole of your belief system in the foot by doing so. Honestly.
Right.
The best
Because
part is when you
anybody
try
who
to
watches
reconcile
it-
the Azot dilemma.
Because here's the thing, anybody who may be on the fence who's watching this debate is going to then side automatically with Alex. And you just screwed the pooch because that person who could have been won over by a good argument is now gone.
Yeah.
Convinced.
Okay. Now you got my interest, Steele. He tried to solve the Izot. How did
He tried to
solve
solve he tried to solve the Izot problem by using typology.
Explain.
He's like, I am an author,
no.
therefore I ought to write some books. And Andrew's like, that doesn't follow.
Okay.
And then he's like, hold on. Then Andrew looks at him and he's like,
I know,
hold on. So it's all about
I know the next part.
I know, but
the
I want
next
to tell
part.
Abe because it was funny.
Oh,
He's
gosh.
like, he's like, so Andrew's like, hold on, let me explain this, Dinesh. Based on the typological argument that you're making, there's a woman spread eagle on my bed. I ought to fuck her, right?
Oh my god.
You just watched Dinesh go fucking bug eyes, dude. It was hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, obviously that's an extremely dumb argument. Like,
it's just to demonstrate the is-ought doesn't
Well,
that you can't it doesn't follow.
Here's the problem: is like he
That's
used
like-
the type. He used like the keyboard, the typewriter, right? Like for I'm a writer, therefore I ought to write. Then there's no limiting principle for when you should stop writing if a keyboard is right in front of you because it's
There is
always
that
going
too.
to
And
be
what-
there.
Well, and what deems the title, right? Like that means that the title preceded the action somehow.
Well, yeah, Andrew even looks at him. He's like,
That
"This is a
doesn't even
keyboard,
make
right?"
sense.
He's like, "This is a keyboard, right?" And this is not. He's like, "This is a keyboard, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, you ought to write with it." He's like, "Why can't I use it as a paperweight?"
Just so bad. It's so bad. Like I don't know why you keep doing this. Like I remember Nick Fuentes was once talking to Adam Kokesh, and he referred to Adam Kokesh as the guy who professionally loses debates, and he was right. and that Dinesh is kind of that guy right now, and him and Brian Shapiro.
Yeah,
Sad. It's sad.
dude. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Dinesh is It's sad because Dinesh is way smarter than Brian Shapiro, but he's essentially the left wing equivalent of like how Brian Shapiro is to the right. Dinesh is kind of the left wing to that.
You meant from each other's opponent's perspective.
Yeah, like how the
not
right
from where
wing
they're at.
views Brian Shapiro, the left views Dinesh.
Rightfully so. And in fact, I wonder if it would be like the antithesis of an unstoppable force with an immovable object between Dinesh D'Souza and Brian Shapiro. If we could get those guys to debate, then we have a negation among equals.
Well, here's the thing. Dinesh is very good at debating one topic. He's really good at debating Trump.
Oh, okay.
He is very good at doing like essentially Trump
Well,
apologetics.
maybe elections or something.
Well, even just Trump
Right.
apologetics
But
in
he's not-
general. I think he's pretty good at. I would love to watch them debate over Trump. Like that would be hilarious.
I just don't think he has the toolkit. He doesn't have the rhetoric toolkit. He doesn't have the logical downstream effects. Like I don't think he understands formal argumentation well enough. Now, there may be a case that he, in his college years, has some level of debate training, but it's probably rusty as hell, and you can't debate if you don't have any information to lay on top of arguing. Like you can't argue a topic without knowing anything about the topic.
Yeah, I don't
like his best bet would be a good rhetorician, and then maybe he could bullshit his way through some stuff, but I don't see that from him either.
No, I see him show up, not have the goods, and then leave to go to his next debate where he's going to show up,
Right.
not have the goods, and leave to his next debate. And
Right.
it's sad because I don't mean any disrespect towards him personally. It's just he disrespects his own position by never seeming to learn.
So I will fill you in on one thing, Abe. I don't know if you're aware of what happened yesterday specifically. New rule in the Foundry, which is like the whole panel verse is blacklisted.
Okay.
And that like to the point of like if any of us even like go up on their panels or are engaging in their chat, we will also not be welcome in the Foundry. Because of some serious shit that went down.
Wow. Okay. That's
Figured that might be information that you might like to know.
So the line in the sand has been drawn. It
Yes.
it is our people versus their people. If you ever have crossed paths with their people in an amicable or otherwise kind of way that wasn't contentious, then you are persona non grata.
No, it's even like you're not like you're not even to debate them.
Does this have to do with what Emmett was saying earlier, the shipping of a coffee cup to
Yes.
a personal address? And okay.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Well, I can say that even though I'm not in the Foundry and I'm not planning on doing it, I have received nor ordered any coffee cups of any kind. So for what it's worth, there you go. Especially not ones with stupid jokes on them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do some thinking on this. I mean, I understand the stance.
You
the
kind of knew it
purview
was coming,
of
Abe. Like
the affected person. I know.
So it's basically like
Open war is
Dusty,
upon you.
Sarah,
whether you would
those
have it or
people in
not.
those
Have it all.
Orthodox guy.
I have a map. Okay, I know.
Okay. Can I also can I like is this a map in your head or did somebody send this to you?
No, I could draw it out, but no.
Oh, okay.
It's in
I was
my
gonna say, if
head.
this is like
I-
a list that like somebody sent you. I'd love that, but
No,
It's not only in his head; it's on his corkboard with tons of newspaper clippings and red threads.
you're
in
not
between
supposed to
pins.
tell people. You're not supposed to tell people that exists. Okay.
Rex, what the
no
fuck?
one's supposed to know.
I mean, you are the president, so you're going to
See,
have.
Rex,
that
you're the reason we
corkboard.
can't have nice things.
That's true. That's why they call me Rex, because I just wreck everything.
No, I just keep like almost like a Intel dossier in my head of everything that's going on, except for obviously I've been gone for 2 months, so that's like a whole bunch of blanks on the
What's going on with that, man? Why were you on like a
interconnected
hiatus?
reading.
If you don't want to get into it,
So-
that's fine. But
No. So I mean, I think a lot of people know, but my mother-in-law had a stroke. And,
yeah, you told me about that.
And so my wife was the only daughter here. And so, and mom-in-law stays in my house during the winters because she can't take care of herself during the winter. So we were like the only person she has. She doesn't have friends or know people. It's like a whole big thing. And so we had to do all of her caretaking, her business,
I get it, man. It was the same deal
all
with
her
my
stuff.
grandfather.
And so she's doing a lot better than she was. She's not out of the woods. There's been several return trips, and my house is probably going to have to get retrofitted more than it currently is. So that's been a work in progress, and I kind of like shoved everything to the side because I couldn't divide my mental faculties and my energy to all of it, and it's got real expensive and real time consuming. So yeah, that's been the last 2 months. And so finally here I am. I'm like, I actually have some time and I'm home and I can do this. So I'm going to do a live and try to get caught up on everything. Because when I popped on YouTube today, I saw all these crazy titles, all these crazy things going on. And I'm like, holy, I missed some things, it seems. between having to leave and not being around during the DebateCon time frame all the way till now, there's been a lot that's happened, it seems.
Hold on, I gotta address somebody in my chat real quick. Tim Ho, nobody says retarded like that. That's nobody means that when they say retarded. You fucking retard. That's not what they mean.
In fact, let me break this down for everybody who is unaware. Something that is retarded has been slowed. If you have a dough retarder, it slows the rise of the dough. Retard is to slow the whatever, right? So like fire retardant means it slows the spread of fire.
Retardando in music just means that you slow down.
You're taking all my examples away. I can contribute nothing.
So to all these people that get super heated and freaking out about retarded or retard, you are actually in fact being a retard in that moment.
You're lagging
because you're too slow to realize it has a meaning outside of people being mentally slow.
Yeah, like nobody has ever used the word retard. Like, look, there's one over there. Look at him go. Nobody's ever used the word retard like that. That's not how you use it. But if your buddy's like, so, let's go to my house and we can hang out, and then after we'll go back to your house and get your stuff, and then go back to my house. You're like, why the fuck would we? That's retarded. That's how you would use that.
Yeah.
Like the word imbecile used to mean the same thing, but nobody says nobody
so
attaches
the word moron.
that. Yeah, but nobody attaches that same kind of baggage, like inflammatory baggage, to it anymore.
Here's the issue. This has to do with the whole like language
stone policing
game that's been played on us.
It's called the euphemism. The euphemism treadmill is what it's called.
It's yes, and what's happened is I like to call it semantic shift, because what's happened is they have deleted the ability to publicly or privately in the realm of the wrong people say certain words. And the less you say these words and the more you outlaw them in your mind, the less you say them and less you think them. And guess what? Most of you think in words. So when you delete them from being able to be said and you stop thinking them because you're not allowed to say them, you stop thinking of certain concepts and your brain stops being able to conceive of certain things. And the more you do this over generations, you literally shift the entire populace's ability to think certain ways.
Can I ask you a question real quick, Gabe?
Yeah.
Did you read Michael Knowles' book, Speechless, Controlling Thoughts, Controlling Words, Controlling
No.
Minds? That's literally the entire argument of his book. That was the entire premise of the book.
Well, I've had an issue with this for over a decade. Because the truth of the matter is that for me, I'm a very linguistic person in general. Words have meanings. When you communicate with me in a nonchalant manner and you say things in a certain way, I know there's a bunch of undertones and meanings built into what you're saying. And most people don't even realize the information they give when they're speaking. And the way that the left, also the right, but mostly the left, has commanded the changing of language over time, has literally shifted how public lives and acts. And you can literally see it if you go to the 1950s and watch movies, and you watch movies from each decade after. You'll see the words that are acceptable and not acceptable have shifted the way we act and react in public. And it's wild how much change happens just because of language. And whoever controls the language will literally create or destroy how people in general think. It's actually kind of terrifying.
So I'm curious, have I ever told you my argument for why I think the word midget is like a very useful term?
No, I don't. Well, maybe.
So
but if you did,
the
it was
reason
long
that I
enough
like
ago
the term,
that I don't remember.
well, the reason that I like the term midget as opposed to, like, I don't know, little people, is because midget's very specific. If I say I saw a midget today, you know exactly what I'm saying. But if I look at you and I'm like, I saw a little person today, you're like, did you see a child?
Right.
And
I say
dwarf is
dwarf.
also very dwarf's also very specific though. Dwarf is somebody who actually has genetic dwarfism.
Right.
I don't like the term dwarf because it sounds mythical, like they're gonna start like building me a sword.
True.
I still use it, but
Or-
like I just
or a
always
hammer.
make that joke.
So
They're gonna start digging mines.
it goes into, like, I understand a certain level of, like, between people in public. I understand catering language some, right? Like, I'm not going to be extremely graphic and over the top in proximity to children. I'm not going to, like, different things for different areas. But this
You wouldn't swear in church.
This over encroaching thing where it's like certain words are unacceptable in public forum and there's no cussing in it. There's no graphic, nasty nature to it. Like, for instance, the word retard or the word midget, or these things aren't,
Or the F slur, which is
as
such
much
a fun
as
word to say.
well, as much as people want to say that these things are like absolutely wrong or derogatory, in some ways they may be hurtful, but that doesn't mean that they're wrong in general. And so there's a weirdness for me in this. Like, I agree that some words shouldn't be said, and you can even feel that they're distasteful and not like the word and feel like, hey, could you not say that around me? But you can't dictate the speech of others, because now you're trying to dictate the thought of others. The moment I dictate your speech, I have dictated the way you're allowed to think around me. That changes, that literally changes what it means for me to be not okay with what you said. Because I'm not asking you to change your speech. I'm asking you to change how you think. So when people try to dictate how you speak or the words you use, keep in mind that they're trying to change the way you are allowed to think, and those who come after you are allowed to think. That's thought police, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The moment you can dictate how people can and cannot speak, you have dictated their thought. So
No, let's
I'm not
also be
saying
honest.
Yeah.
The word, like the F slur, you never said that to, like, you like, some people are like, that's never acceptable to say. And it's like, sometimes and they're like, you should never say that because you're just making fun of gay people. And it's like, or you're calling your best friend to wish him happy birthday.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was just going to say. I was going to say, well, that's funny because I'm pretty sure every teenage boy has called their buddy that at some point because they were being weak or they were.
I think most adult men still have.
Goofball. Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. I'm like, from that point forward, right?
Yeah. It's like,
we
it
insult
just rolls
the hell
off
out
the
of
tongue
each
so well.
other. That just happens. We insult the hell out of each other in general. Dudes, when they're being competitive, playing video games, whatever it is, working on the car, dude, that's just in the nature of communication between males. But guess what? You get rid of that. And what happens to those males? They become more and more, when you dictate the language of men and they stop thinking that way, you're literally over time pussifying that populace. That's what you're doing. because they stop thinking it. They stop being aggressive because that language is not okay.
Yeah, they become
Well, then
timid.
you're tamping it down until you're cowed. You're just gonna follow the rules everywhere you go all of the time.
For example, everybody knows Kieran's gay. We don't have justification. We just know it.
We make songs about it.
Yeah, there are songs about it.
Built wrong. Look, just because you see hair doesn't mean it's real. That might not even be my head.
That joke's on you. That's actually a hat.
You see?
I have a question. How many times have we seen Abraham Lincoln without his hat in pictures versus with his hat in pictures?
A lot.
Exactly.
A lot.
Exactly.
More, actually.
Exactly. So the character persists. I mean, the president abides.
Hold on. You're assuming that's his hair and not just another hat. It could just be another hat.
You're assuming that's not, just.
I can't believe it's not butter.
Like, you don't know. You don't know. Maybe there's actually still something here. You just don't. You don't even know.
It's actually a green screen. His hat's green. You got a green hat now?
Look, you have to hide things somehow. Okay.
Exactly.
I wouldn't show you if I had a cone head. Are you kidding me? Why would I do that?
It's true.
Everybody just gets quiet. Like, wait, what?
The cone is invisible. It's covered by this other hat now.
The other hat.
It is hair-like at the bottom and like a cloak from Star Trek at the top.
Could be cloaking. Really good cloaking.
It's
a
green
cloaking
screen, bro.
hat.
It's a green hat.
That's amazing. That would
Everybody
work.
knows it's just a green hat. I'm disappointed in my chat. They didn't send in the Ortho Bucks tonight, though.
Did you slap them enough?
I brought them the great entertainment. Okay, I went in. I infiltrated needgod.net and I just trolled them for like 20 minutes.
Well, I mean,
they were like, "Why didn't you bring the blood sports?" And I'm like, "Dude, anytime I tried to even ask this guy a question, he started squirming. There was no way I was ever going to be able to try and actually like debate this guy."
well, and you have to use the right form for the right tactic, right? Because if you use the wrong tactic in certain forums, then it just goes bad instantly.
Yeah, I was very polite, and I
So-
basically just asked basic critiques of Protestantism,
Mhm.
and he literally basically just didn't know where to go. So like, okay, I'll give you a perfect example. And watch, Rex, I think would even agree with this as a Protestant. I asked him, Rex, I was like, so what I don't like, so I told him, I was like, so like what I'm struggling with is, like, how do I know that I'm interpreting the scripture correctly? And he's like, well, it's in the scripture. I'm like, well, hold on. How do I know that your interpretation of scripture is correct? And he's like, well, we just read the scripture. And I'm like, no, that's begging the question now. And he's like, the scripture is never in question. I'm like, I'm calling it into question. I'm calling your interpretation into question. He's like, no, we just go back to scripture. I'm like, that's begging the question. He's like, no, it's not. It's just like I did that, like he looped like that for like 3 times. I just like, no. Scripture is not what's in question in our understanding of it. And he's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, yes, it is. He's like, I'm not questioning scripture. I'm like, I am. Right now, that's me. I'm doing that.
But you're questioning him. You're not questioning scripture.
I'm not questioning scripture. I was questioning his interpretation of it. And he's like, well, let me just read the scripture. And I'm like, that's what's in question is your interpretation of scripture.
Yeah. So from, gosh, Steele, I was just trying to hang. I don't.
I'm not asking you to do a defensive Protestantism right now, but I'm saying, like, do you even see the problem right there with? I'm asking you about his interpretation. And he's just like, let me just read it to you.
Here's the difference. From the Protestant perspective, we have a doctrine called the perspicuity of Scripture, that Scripture is clear. And so we would not have just sola scriptura, but we would have tota scriptura, meaning that the totality of Scripture provides a clear picture, and that to fall short of studying all of Scripture is to get things wrong, because you would not have it put in its right place, because we believe Scripture provides its own theological closed context. and so that would be, I think, let's put it this way. He is assuming tota scriptura along with sola scriptura. You are assuming that there is an outside body.
No, I didn't actually. I didn't even tell him that I was Orthodox. I told him that I was just trying to get back into Christianity, and I had questions about Scripture.
Well, you wouldn't have to tell him if the concept is inside your head at the moment of right. You're approaching it as an outside to his perspective.
Yeah, it was an outside of his perspective, but he was basically like, "Well, you don't have to appeal to a church," and I'm like, "I'm not. I'm not appealing to anybody. I'm asking you. I'm appealing to you."
So what? But what would lead you as a, let's just say an interested party? What would lead you to believe that it would, like, unlike any other text, it would need an interpreter beyond yourself?
In that, I don't. From my position, I don't think that Scripture is inherently like clear all the time. I think that there's distinctions in Scripture where it's sometimes it's speaking allegorically, sometimes it's speaking metaphorically, sometimes it's speaking literally, and and with that, like, I mean, let's take an even more basic document, like something that's nowhere near as important as Scripture, the Constitution.
Yeah,
leftists and left wingers and right wingers will both read the Constitution and come to different conclusions.
Yep.
And so it's like, I feel like there's kind of would have to be an interpretive body at that point to say what it actually means.
Well, at that point though, isn't there an external? At that point, isn't there a long-standing external standard by which you can address those questions, right? Like,
so with the Constitution,
for instance, you brought up. Wait. Yeah, I agree with that, but. For you, like you brought up, some of it's allegorical, some of it. Okay, if that's the case, isn't there at the current a place by which, or documents by which we can go and say, well, this is allegorical, this is literal, this is right?
Yeah, there would have to be. There are distinctions about how you know that.
Generally accepted. But are there generally accepted stances on these things? Absent, say,
an institutional declaration,
or is there written, confirmed, and
talking about like the ecumenical councils and the canons
stances,
depending on which ecumenical
or
councils.
Just law? Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it would be the council. So from the Orthodox view, it would be the Council of Carthage and the Council of Trullo, I believe.
Because some things are going to be set forth and written. And they're already accepted as a standard. And if that standard is already accepted and I can trust that standard is true, then I can read Scripture and know that standard exists. And then I don't need external interpretation at that point, because here's the standard, here's the text, and now I have it, right?
Yeah, I was basically just like trying to like run a slight internal critique, and he just instantly started squirming. So I just gave up on trying to debate the guy and just kind of started trolling him a little bit. Where he basically just kept trying to get me to give like a profession of faith, and that I accept that right here in this moment, I accept Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, and therefore I know that I'm going to heaven. He literally kept asking me to affirm that proposition, and I just kept going, "Well, I'm not sure." That's basically what I kept doing. It's like I'm not really sure. Because, like, I don't know if I'm putting my faith in Christ correctly. And by the way, from his standard, what he literally said was, basically the way he defined it, there's no such thing as apostasy. It's not even possible. That was literally that was the entailment of what he said. There's no such thing as apostasy. He also said that all faith is just a mere proposition.
Okay. So
and an unfalsifiable claim of heart change.
There is well, I mean, an unfalsifiable claim. I mean, if you go to Ezekiel, I will take out your heart of stone, give you a heart of flesh. I wouldn't think.
No, I'm not. What I mean by it's unfalsifiable. I would have no way.
You can't know the internal state of another
yeah,
person.
Yeah. So Rex, if you say that the Holy Spirit's changed my heart, I have no way of verifying that. So
that's not
unfalsifiable.
True.
I'm saying I personally have no way of verifying what the Holy Spirit did to your heart.
Oh,
I don't have access to that.
As far as looking at another person,
looking at another person.
Okay, but you can have clues, and that's why Galatians 5 and 1 Corinthians 6 and Revelation 21 point out styles of life by which, if you keep in them and never repent, it will bar you from heaven. That's very clear. And then he died.
Sorry, I was looking at my.
I was playing Angry Birds. Hi, I'm Stillborn, everybody.
I was looking at my prayer rope on my wrist.
Yeah.
Oh, Subway
All right.
Surfer, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Rex, whenever you talk, can you just put Subway Surfer up next to you?
Subway
Man.
Surfer is a mobile game, I guess.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Okay, I'm an old fogey. I
Did
just
you know you're not? You can't pull the boomer card when you're not the oldest one in the room.
can I call the boomer card if I'm a boomer tard? Anyway, the point is,
But all I'm saying is like, there's no way to verify that within somebody else. I have no way of verifying that. So, it was an unfalsifiable position.
However, you can discipline people based on grounds that would indicate that the person may be lost and kick them out of the church for their lifestyle.
Also,
Yeah, sure, I'll agree with that. But he also said there's basically no such thing as apostasy. Also, he said that the apostles didn't establish bishops.
So, well, again, the established bishops, it's going to have different baggage based on your theology for sure. If you have an infallible church body by which you would understand established different than if you would say same thing with apostasy. Like apostasy would be in a Protestant Reformed tradition would be leaving a profession of faith. But if you read like 1 John 2:19, it talks about they left us that be manifest that they were not one of us. If they were one of us, they would have remained with us. But since they left us, it is evident that they were not one of us. But you can't say that unless perseverance of the saints is true. That's our argument.
Wait, what? Repeat that.
So I'm going to read 1 John 2:19. So 1 John chapter 2, verse 19, it says, "They went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would have continued with us, but they went out that it might become plain that they all are not of us." Now, if you think I'm taking it out of context, the book of 1 John is pretty small. It's 5 chapters.
No. I understand what you're saying. I wanted to hear it again to make sure I was following.
Yes. So that's KJV. Even Jay
Basically,
Dyer sometimes
basically what he's saying
KJV.
is like, they departed from us, and because they departed from us, they were actually never with us, because if they were, they would not have left us.
Correct, which is a text that is often, or at least I would use to support the doctrine of perseverance of the saints. Now, perseverance of the saints is different than what people say of once saved, always saved. In this respect, perseverance of the saints is not a description of once you've got your ticket punched, you're locked in. Perseverance is also perseverance against sin, because you are made a new creature. So perseverance.
He was just saying it was once saved, always saved. That the second I declare Jesus Christ my Savior, I can basically do whatever I want.
Yeah, so the problem with that is that if that's not a misrepresentation of his beliefs, then that is kind of similar. Yeah, I reject that because it says nothing about the changed heart and the changed life, which I believe is what is very clear about the new birth and book of Romans. All that kind of stuff talks about you're a new creature in Christ, you're a new person. Therefore, something spiritually has happened to you, by which that is what's a definitive of a Christian, not just somebody who has a mental assent to an opinion.
Yeah. He kept saying also that I was trying to academic it the whole time. I was like, no, I actually brought this up to him specifically. I was like, so the Orthodox, I would say it's true that the Orthodox, the Catholics, and the Protestants all would agree that Savior, or how you achieve salvation, is faith in Jesus Christ. But what I think, and I told him, I was like, I think that they're equivocating on like what they mean. I think you would be equivocating if you're assuming they all mean the same thing. I think what the Orthodox mean.
Achieve.
I'm saying, like, I think what the Orthodox, what they would define as what faith in Christ is, would be different than the Catholics, would be different than the Protestants.
Yes, and probably what we would mean by grace would be totally different things as well.
I'm not diving into what grace means.
It's funny that you guys say that, because I had this same discussion with a friend of mine who was Mormon like 2 decades ago, and it was literally like a whole cadre of different meanings for everything, and they didn't even realize that they had been taught their entire life these meanings that were the Mormon meanings of all these things. And it got crazy because it fractured his world, like not realizing that those didn't mean that to all of the rest of Christianity. Well, you know what I mean. To him, the rest of
actual
Christianity.
Yeah.
Right. So it was
you don't believe in spirit matter, bro?
Whoa. Well, even like being like justified or grace, like all these different terms, he had really wonky definitions for that didn't.
I mean,
make
exaltation
any
is
sense.
is like a
Yes.
whole. Yeah, my gosh.
Yeah, like crazy stuff. And he's
Dude,
just
Mormons
like,
are polytheists, okay, and they'll reject it, but it's hilarious to when you get them to argue, when you get them to admit that matter is co-eternal with God. It's like that would. By the way, this is the same argument that I make against Muslims. They argue that the Quran is is co-eternal with Allah. It's like, so you have two distinct uncreated things, and they're like, yeah, and I'm like, that would they don't share a nature, and they don't share a nature.
Yeah. That would mean that there is a common reality that undergirds both of them, therefore nullifying their deity and their eternality, basically.
No, they're both divine, so they're polytheists.
But the polytheism crumbles because of its fragmentary nature. Polytheism would need a shared reality basis in order for that pantheon to even exist, because they cannot be the basis for each other. And so something, because they both exist, has to be the basis unified for them. Therefore, Allah cannot be God based on what he teaches about the Quran.
That's also.
Oh, it's almost like he could be a fallen angel or something.
You know, based on what happened to Muhammad.
Do you guys remember that? I don't know if Abe remembers. There was at one point there was a force topic VK, which is no longer a thing, by the way, anymore. You can't force topic 1v1s.
Oh wow.
But there was a force topic. I think Jungle did it to JS versus Teriak, and it was like worshiping Allah in New York City is bad. Or something like that, and Teriak just goes, he's like, do Arabian Christians call God Allah? And JS was like, no, they don't.
Linguistically, yes.
Actually, I can't. Now I'm not remember. I don't remember actually which one held which position. Now that I think about it, it might have been JS, but it was fucking hilarious. And I was like, no, the Antiochian Orthodox, they say Allah during the liturgy, and they're referring to God. It's like, yes,
it's unavoidable because Allah means God.
It's the Arabic word for God.
Like God means God.
No, it was
English.
Chris. It was Chris and someone else, not JS. I think it was Chris and Teriak.
Crystal Strange.
Yeah, you would have to have differentiation on a deeper level than just the bracket term God, right? At that point.
Yeah, but he was like, "What's wrong with Antiochian Orthodox calling?" Yeah, it was definitely Chris who was on the pro. It's fine to say it, fine to do side, because he was obviously arguing, well, the Antiochian Orthodox call God Allah. It's totally fine for them to worship God in New York City. I don't care.
That's a linguistic route of escape. So
yeah, it was hilarious though to watch.
I bet JS was kind of like, well, shifting in the seat a little bit with that, right? Because it was kind of a legit move, because it wasn't specified in the prompt
Muslims,
that Allah meaning necessarily the God of the Quran.
Mm-hmm. It just said Allah.
Oof, that's tough.
That's
it was so fun to watch though. I was sitting there laughing my ass off at that one.
Oh man. Well, Mr. President, good to see you. But it is 1 a.m. Where I live, and on my planet, 1 a.m. is pretty early in the morning and pretty late at night simultaneously. But it is awesome to see you back. Thanks for dropping in to my stream earlier, where you said God bless. God bless to both you guys. Yeah. So, by the way, have you been keeping up with the developments of the stream that I had put up recently? Because I'm putting out. Zero. Okay.
I have not kept track of anything.
He has developed an argument for God that I think is a very, very strong, powerful philosophical argument for God.
It's based on normativity, specifically focusing on epistemic and moral normativity.
Okay, I would love to go watch it.
It's called the triage argument, dude. I think it's a very good argument.
I have a ton of catch-up work to do at this point, so
it takes a really long time to understand it because it's a very technical argument.
Unfortunately, but here's the gist of it. You know what, Abe, you probably haven't seen this. Just give me 60 seconds of your time, and then you'll get the gist of it. So a while ago, I was on a show. And this show was called The Line. Let me see if I can.
Oh, I remember. I know what you're gonna pull up. This was so funny.
Let me here. Oh gosh, how do I put this back?
That was almost as bad as my call into The Line. They kept me on for like 20 minutes. No, I think it was like 45 actually. They posted my call-in specifically as a clip. I was like, I don't know why, dude. These two women look so dumb.
Chewed gum. Was that chewed gum that you were on?
I think so.
Yeah. All right, Abe, I got it locked and loaded, but down below.
Do we agree that universally humans ought to believe what is true and ought not believe what is false?
No, I don't necessarily think that we ought to believe that which is true. I don't know how to justify that as an ought.
Great.
Help
so
me
there
understand
would
real
be
fast,
no
both of you. Is the word ought thrown out as kind of a tripwire?
It's an imperative, yes.
It's an imperative. Yeah, but like we ought, for example, so we would be doing what we ought not do if we say, I don't want to believe that truth. I want to believe a comforting lie, so I'm going to go back to my cult, or I'm going to blast my brains out with drugs, or any number of things. Like if we, like for example, if you say I got deconstructed or I got deconverted out of my religion because the evidence brought me out of that, then what that means is there is a prescription from truth itself that dictates the actions of people, what they ought to do and how they ought to think. That truth itself is prescriptive, absent of anybody's preferences.
Is it prescriptive or can it be descriptive?
Well, if it's descriptive, then it doesn't have an actual prescription. But for example, I could say that humans have X behavior that is, communal, but that's just a description of their behavior. That doesn't necessarily prescribe anything any more than 2 + 2 = 4, or like what the atomic number for lead is.
So that's the heart of it.
Okay. So you and I have talked in and out of some of these concepts in the past. Right.
Maybe. I mean, I've been thinking about this for quite some time.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll have to go watch it. But yeah, no, I agree with you. That's a good tack, actually.
Now Abe, that I'm a tag proponent. There was a couple days ago, there was a fist fight, basically a verbal fist fight between Rex and Emmett about whether or not triage was tag. And even I was in the chat going, look, it's not tag. It's not the same argument at all.
Right.
Now, I have adopted tag. Now, I have adopted my argument from tag using part of the triage argument, which is basically just using normativity for tag as the transcendental category.
You can you can do both. And there's
I was going to say the two together is like a 1-2 punch. Like
it
game
is
over.
Yeah,
it is, because you can absorb everything they're saying. The difference, though, is tag does not grant them epistemology, but triage can grant them epistemology and still win.
Well, so I don't. When I argue tag, I usually don't argue the knowledge impossible side because I think it's a much harder burden.
It is.
So I argue that when I used to argue tag, I argued that God is the necessary precondition for logic.
Yeah.
And logic in and of itself is normative, but I think you could also make the argument God is the necessary precondition for normativity.
Wait. But logic is requisite also. So
what do you mean?
Like it's a required staple of reality, and thus it must.
He's back. He heard me. He heard my call.
Yeah. Must proceed from creation till today. Like it is requisite for existence, as far as our.
Well, that's true, but it would still be
world.
That's true, but even if like the atheists will, some of your atheists will grant that logic just exists and it just is, and it's like, well, that's not a good enough justification.
I don't mean
to say it just is
requisite. Absent logic, nothing works.
That's true as well. Yeah,
it has to exist.
So I would argue that the only way to actually give a justification for the fact that logic does exist would be God. And that's the way I traditionally argued tag, and I think that logic in and of itself is normative.
Well, and I think that's some of the linkage, right? Because the linkage is that for us to even make sense or have sense making of anything, logic must exist, and at the same time, logic must exist for anything to function correctly in the universe. So between those two, you end up there has to be the mind behind the logic, because there's requisite logic, and that requisite logic allows function.
Yeah, which is why
Okay.
tonight's episode I did was about brute facts, because instead of God, they try to posit these brute facts just obtain. They just are, and they take up metaphysical space independent of any mind.
You're welcome for some of those arguments, by the way.
I cited
so-
you as
Oh,
like
did
the
you
guy who
actually?
got the ball. Yeah, every time I bring that up, I cited you as the guy that got the ball rolling.
So tag is a specific kind of argument. It's a specific kind of argument. It's a product does. It's a product does process argument. What we're trying to see is the thing that was before the product. A very simple way of looking at this argument is by oxygen. So by water. Water exists. Water is made of oxygen and hydrogen. Therefore, hydrogen and oxygen exist. That is the logical form of the
Yeah,
argument.
X is the necessary condition of Y.
Yep.
So when we're doing tag, I didn't say that your argument is tag. I don't know your argument yet, so I cannot say that. I said that you don't understand the tag as an argument. What it says is the first thing that it presupposes, but the first thing it does say is, do you accept that concepts are mind dependent? That is the first thing. So are concepts actual things, objects, or are they mind dependent constructions of minds? And they are mind dependent. We know this. It's very simple to understand this because you cannot tell me what is the object of 7, for example. It doesn't exist. We can have representations of it, but not the actual object of these of this construct, of this concept. The second part is there are concepts that are not they're concepts that are true, even they're not based on particular minds. So you have concepts that are transcendental. That's the point of the transcendental argument. Things like logic, things like ethics, things like mathematics. The basic one that I use is 2 + 2 = 4. Is it true? Even if I say that it's not true, will it still be true? Yes. 2 + 2 = 4. And the way that I usually defeat that part of the argument is that they end up telling me, no, 2 + 2 = 5, which is absurd. It's a stupid idea. It goes against the logic.
Base.
Yeah, it goes up completely against logic. So you can use that as a presupposition, as a way to look at it. Therefore, you need to have a mind that has the characteristic of these kinds of concepts. You need a transcendental mind. You need a universal mind. You need a mind that can ground these things that are mind dependent and that cannot be dependent upon particular minds. That is the argument. It doesn't presuppose God. It gets you to God by doing a product. Therefore,
it's a reduction.
So my question is, why is it called presuppositionalism?
Presuppositionalism.
It's arguing about the presupposition or everybody's presuppositions. It's kind of a justification for what everybody
because everybody's presupposition is God even before they engage in logic, because logic the precondition for logic is God.
No, not everybody presupposes God.
No, not everybody. No, not everybody professes God, but everybody presupposes.
No,
God.
you're
they
talking
don't
about
presuppose God. That's why the atheist falls a tag. They just
wait a second. Wait a second. Tag and presuppositionalism are two different things. Tag is a way to get to an idea of how you can say, hey, God is necessary because the mind of God is necessary for this thing to happen, for these things to be grounded in existence. Presuppositionalism, what it does, it says, hey, look, I'm going to do a critique on your worldview. Everybody has presupposed axioms or ideas that are true, that are necessary for them to exist. And then we can go into those presupposed facts and say, hey, you don't even have a good reason to believe this is true or this is presupposed as true. And we do, and then we can use tag to get to the idea of this is how we get to, for example, to God as a presupposed fact that is based in reality. But we're not presupposing, thus is tag. We use tag to get to the grounding so that we can presuppose it and we have an actual grounding to our setting.
Real quick, guys, I'm not trying to interrupt Emmett, but I'd love to be part of this conversation, but it's 10 after 2 for me, so I got to go to bed, guys.
I was about to leave too, but It's interesting. Then presuppositionalism is having a theology to tag, and then tag is just generic placeholder God. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah,
Well,
it
no,
doesn't
no.
tell
It would
you.
be if you
it do-
don't.
It doesn't. Tag by itself doesn't tell you. Like that argument in of itself that I use doesn't tell you which God, right? It just tells you God is
you can use
necessary.
tag to justify generic theism, but in order to continue justifying tag, you have to have the correct type of God
You have to-
in order to actually ground it. So
So
that's
I think
where,
maybe-
that's where
I think
people
maybe-
like
I
Jay
think-
will make the argument for the
You have to
Orthodox model of
grab.
Trinity.
Yeah,
but
you have to
even-
grab at the logical entailments and then pull it into.
Yeah,
its
I don't
place
have
from
the
there.
video, but even Jay Dyer says there's no point apologetically in just like arguing for placeholder God, just kind of like that thing. So I think it was good. I mean, I think maybe we were talking past each other a little bit when we were on Kieran's earlier because I did not.
You guys have a great night. I gotta get out of here though.
See you, Steele.
Peace.
Hey,
Have a good
great to
night,
see you
Steele.
back. God bless
Yes,
everybody.
sir. God bless you. Have a good night.
I gotta leave too, but I'll leave it. I'll leave it at least with this then. The history of the transcendental argument with Van Til and Bonson and even Jay Dyer is usually to point it towards the triune God of the Bible, and not so much placeholder God. But I see what you're saying, that there is a form of it that reaches to a generic God. It's just that the makers of the argument fashioned a body of work around it that were only and ever pointing to the triune God of the Bible. And so to make that distinction is useful, and that might explain why we're having a disagreement.
I would say that even though you say that it's generic, the idea of God being like I have a grounding, and then I can go from that grounding into actually attacking the other people's position. And I will say that why is it so important to have the grounding is like we can go into presuppositionalism now, and I can give a full-on defense of the triune God because that's the correct position, right? But I need to have an idea of why do I get there. Go on, Abe. Sorry.
I was going to say the secondary effect is the moment that you get to even if you got to the nondescript God, you've now stepped away from there is no God.
Right.
And then all of the entailments that prove the rationally logical answer to what that God is becomes more clear after the fact as well.
It's just
Once
it's just
you hit that
usually
baseline, once you realize there has to be a foundation, that foundation then has to make sense with reality.
Yeah. In case anybody's looking for literature based on that, there's like Van Til's Defense of the Faith on this, and then there's Greg Bonson's classic Always Ready, defending Christianity specifically. But yeah. All right. Well, like I said, I was already going to head to bed, but Emmett, I am glad we were able to clear that up and the misunderstanding and have a real nice, clean starting point for that. But thank you for coming on and elucidating me on the difference of tag using, just theism in general, and then presuppositionalism going to Christianity specifically. So with that, I will leave you guys to both of you have a really good night, and God bless.
You as well. God bless. Have a good night. So Emmett, something I was going to say in the midst of all that is with the presuppositionalism, isn't it the case that presuppositionalism would also hinge on the fact that the reductions you make in sense making is like the base part of the presupposition? Like you have to first presuppose that there is hydrogen and oxygen in water. So it's like building backwards with purpose, basically. Like your presupposition is for sense making in reverse to reduce to a certain point, right?
Well, that's just been like one of the arguments of people saying that the transcendentals don't work as an argument. It will be like, oh, you need to presuppose the beginning to get to the beginning. The problem is that in the sense of the logical form, it doesn't say that. If it was the case that water was actually done by oxygen and sulfur, or oxygen and fluoride, let's call it that,
right,
it would still be like I could still get the oxygen and fluoride are true and exist through water, right. It doesn't tell me that the fact that I got from the product to the why do I forget words? the things that you use to make the product doesn't mean that that is an incorrect statement or is an incorrect form of logic. You would need to tell me what is the incorrect form of logic on it. And also, I'm not presupposing in my idea that God is or exists. I'm saying, hey, I'm looking at these things that exist. We can agree that they exist. We can agree that they have these elements or this nature. And in order for them to exist, they need to have something with the same nature.
So if we wanted to make it fun, you could go back to like objectivism and say like when Rand says there are no contradictions, only false presumptions, right? So like if your conclusion is incorrect, you have an incorrect presupposition. If your presuppositions are correct, your conclusion is correct, right?
Correct.
So it's almost a reductionist way of back and forth reasoning so that there's true statement at the end.
Yeah, you can go, but this is what I try to take it very simply, little by little, and I explain like the argument beforehand. I explain it with water because it's very easy to understand it that way. And then when I go to each one of the premises, I usually ask, do you agree with this? Do you agree with this? Do you think this is true? And we can go to absurdism, which is a person is just being absurd, fine. But if anybody's being absurd, I can just reject them, right? I don't actually need to engage with absurdity because then everything, there is no true statement. Everything is false.
Well, unless it's the case that you're trying to correct absurdity, right? If you're trying to pull someone out of absurdity, then maybe you'll contend with it, but there's no point in contending with it if you, one, have no reason to, there's no purpose, no goal, or you just don't care.
Well, usually when that happens, when I go to the 2 + 2 = 5, to me that's like you lost. What else can I say? Maybe I'm wrong, but I do believe that if you get to the point in which you agree with me that 2 + 2 = 5, at that point you've lost.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you for that, Mr. Mister.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to get involved in the theological discussion, but
fair.
Just to bring you up to speed with some of the stuff that's been happening. Did you catch the Candace and Andrew debate by any chance? No.
I still haven't got to watch that either. So
because that's like the reason why it came up, right? There's this schism in the right wing movement right now, and a lot of us have known about it for a long time. I put that report in the back for you to look at, but it's about how there's now proof that like the post like October 7th stuff grew into this like anti-Israel schism that a lot of these so-called right-wing influencers are using to define what is supposed to be like the pro-Trump, pro-MAGA movement, which it's not. So Candace, being one of these like supporters who's completely full of shit, goes into a debate with Andrew, whatever, and so now you're getting all these people that are debating like the Tyler Robinson thing and that kind of thing, but at the heart of it is not whether or not the guy's guilty. A lot of the prompts are, but it's not. It's all about like the small hats are bad, but the problem is they have tied their whole channel's identity to this anti-Israel movement. And so they have to defend it at all costs, right? And so that is what you're seeing out there, unfortunately. So yeah, it's getting crazy, but yeah.
I'll have to look through it.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll after I watch it, Mr. Mister, I'll shoot you a message.
Yeah, but you know, and the thing is like, so Andrew, like he helped out TPUSA, and he wanted to, you know, I think they reached out to him and asked him to train some of their like debaters or whatever, and immediately these people jumped on him and called him a Zionist shill. And instead of like, you know, the thing is, like, they're like, oh, we're right wing and we're all about this or whatever. It's like, you know, if you look at what they're saying, it doesn't make sense. Like, you're saying go vote Democrat, right? Owen Schroyer said that last week. Candace was like, you know, saying similar things. Tucker says go vote for the Democrats. It just seems to me that all of these anti-Israel people they have a common, you know, aim to side with the people that are pro-Islamic and pro immigration, which doesn't make sense unless you look at like these, you know, the fact that their channels are tied to it. So the reason why I gave you that report is because it shows how if you are anti-small hat and you're trying to build a channel, your channel is going to blow up. You can't see where your supporters are coming from on YouTube, but you can see it on X, right? And a lot of them are not American. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Right. Well, you know, I'm gonna get back to you also, because I as much as I haven't been online, I've had some time and some scope to think about things. Emmett, your bag is so loud.
I'm sorry.
I have
My bag is loud because I'm putting my balls in there.
Okay. Jeez, calm down.
It's a big bag. What do you want to say?
Calm down, Ozzy. Yeah. Thanks for that, Emma. But I was gonna run some ideas I had past you, because I had some time to zoom out, and I've been away from the internet space for like 2 months basically, and my head is still going while I'm gone, and a lot of things are like clicking ideas and thoughts about where we're at and what's happening. But I'll hit you up on Discord at some point and tell you some of the stuff. So
I just wanted to let you know that, you know, that was the big thing. A lot of what's happening right now stems from that, because I don't know if he's aware of this yet, right? You know, some of us come from the original grassroots MAGA movement, right? The very first time that Kirk and Bongino were banned from YouTube during the medical thing, you know. So we've seen it happen from that point on, and you could see these patterns, and also like Andrew, and I looked at him like he was always part of the MAGA movement, you know, because he backed Trump and whatnot. But I think he's starting to understand on a different level now, like how crazy it is with these, you know, what we're up against. So, yeah. And now he's getting up there, like he did. I was watching his stream tonight, and he was talking about how little people are left in there, and it's like, you know, Crowder, him, the Blaze, and a few others. But these other people, they were from the mainstream, and now we're supposed to believe that these guys are part of the movement. And I'm just like, they're not part of the movement. Tucker, Candace, and Megyn Kelly, Like they're just, I don't know.
Taylor Green.
Not
Yeah.
what we thought, or not what people think.
No, they're not what they say they are.
Right,
That's
of course.
a more accurate assessment. Like them
Well, they
saying
took
like,
lessons, right?
yeah,
We know how mockingbirds work, and there's a very particular SOP for that. So we're just seeing it play out again in the internet age, I think.
well, I think I said this on another stream, how if you know, bring the receipts for your claims. That's why I brought one to you to look at. But point being is this: if 70% of American small hats are leftists, why are these supposed anti-small hats telling you to vote for the small hats? It doesn't follow, you know?
Not really. It doesn't. Interesting. Thank you for the
Yeah.
I would
it's
say
just
rabbit
like,
hole, but it's not.
yeah. Well, it's just like how Biden was saying, like, if you ain't black if you don't vote for Biden, right? So they want us to they have sided with the invasion, the migrant invasion, mostly Islamists, right? So you look at it and you go, well, they're going to lose all their small hat support if they keep this up. So what do? They got to put a schism on our side between us and the small hats, the same way they do with these other groups, like ethnic groups, the Spanish, the African Americans and all them. They're trying to isolate us. That's what they're trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's how it always works. You have to create dissension between people based on something other than the thing that you're trying to keep them away from. Like, this is why we see okay, for instance, you and I both know that we've seen like a massive upwelling of black support on the conservative side. And the only thing that the left can do to keep them from the conservative side is not attack conservatism, because they know that that's what's attracting them. They have to turn it into, it must be that conservatives are against blacks in general. And then they have to try to feed into the media narrative that the conservative wing of everything is anti-black or anti-Islam or anti everything. We're just anti everybody, and we're horrible bigots, and that's the only way that they can keep them at bay. And that's falling away over time. So then they instead now have gone to even more extreme measures of using underground personalities to try to keep those same old roots that they use for the division alive.
Yeah. So now it's going to become a purity test of what is right wing. I see that's where we're heading.
Of course.
You remember The Walking Dead?
Yep.
The 3 questions?
Yep. I don't remember the 3 questions, but yep.
Yeah. How many walkers have you unalived? How many people have you unalived? And why? Right? It's not like it's not about there's a right answer to that. It's how you answer it honestly determines if you're trustworthy in the group or not. So yeah.
Right. It's crazy.
But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. Man.
I mean, it plays right into the language conversation we were having, which you and I think, have talked about it in the past, that tamp down of language is a big deal, a really big deal.
I found an older video from 1966 about it's called the Dooley Report, I think it is, about calling our country a democracy rather than a republic, the more that they say, oh, we're a democracy, the more people are just accept that we are a democracy. We're not a democracy. No, we're not.
Yep. Right. But it's all about seeding the language into the mind. And if it sticks and they push away from the other language, right? Like America's republic, a constitutional republic at that. When we start pushing that away in popular parlance, and what comes into place is democracy, and enough people start saying it, and it doesn't get corrected in the moment, then it becomes normalized. And once that's normalized, then the idea of it being a democracy and that all the pieces that go to something being a democracy then fit in the mind of that person. And all you did was change one descriptive word of the system.
They're not illegals. They're dreamers.
Undocumented. Yeah.
They're not they're not dreamers. They're undocumented. They're not undocumented. They're residents.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Oh,
Exactly.
Elder Lion got monetized. I don't know if you heard about that. Sorry to change
Sorry,
the
say it
subject.
again. Elder Lion got monetized?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice, dude. That's badass.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good to hear. It's good to
Yeah.
hear. All right. Anything else, you guys? You can think of.
Not that I could think
It's
of.
important for me to know because, don't want
Yeah, I
to
don't
step in any
know.
poo.
Man, I'm
Kinda
keeping
feels
my
like I walk-
distance. I'm
Yeah.
keeping my distance from the drama shit. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
I don't wish any
Makes
harm
sense.
upon anyone. I just think that the context that was missing before was it's not just like he said, she said, regular drama shit anymore. Like they're hitting people's channels and shit, and
That's not good.
yeah. So I'm like, this is not the way to do things, and amongst other things that you heard. But yeah, so it's just bad practice,
What makes it an insufferable, untrustable place to be, honestly, right?
Right. Well, it's like the Sarah thing. In her personal life, I don't know what kind of person she is, but like if you're in a professional manner dealing with somebody, do you really want to converse with people that every other word you got to worry about a lawsuit? Like,
Right. The moment that it becomes litigious, now it's not worth talking to that person, because the moment that they get litigious every time you speak to them, well, then you better not speak to them, because you don't need to
Yeah.
get sued too.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you steer clear. The more that happens, the more you steer clear until. Yep. I see that.
Sorry to hear about your mother-in-law.
No,
rough.
it is, but the truth of the matter is that that's part of life. As we age, those who came before us get older. We have to deal with that, and everybody will have to deal with something similar in time. Whether it's their parents or their grandparents or themselves, even, it's going to happen. And you just have to rise to the occasion when it's time. You have to. You have to do what you have to do. And family's too important to not to. So, one of the things that for me is, like, my mom died 11 years ago. And she had illnesses and issues, and part of me was like, I have to be a rock during this time. I have to, because I don't have my mom, and I know what that's like, losing my parent. And and then, you know, I have children, and that's the only grandma they have because my mom's gone, and she was gone when they were really little. So internally there was like a crap, it's time to kick things into gear. I have to take care of what needs taken care of 100%, because one, we're all she's got, and two, I want my boys to have a grandma as long as possible. And if we're the only ones going to be there, we need to be there. So,
Yeah, it's tough in this you know, societal atmosphere as of late, you know. So I get it. Like man.
I know you do. I know you do. I know. But I appreciate it greatly. And it's nice to be back, you know.
So what are you thinking? You got some stuff planned, or?
I don't have anything directly planned. I was trying to jump on tonight and kind of use this to gauge, you know, where I go from right now. You know, before I took this time away, I had some plans for like weekly set shows with themes for each. I think I'll try to get back to that, but my mind space has been so cluttered that I need to go back and reference my own notes and figure out where I was going before all of this. And then try to present some stuff.
I remember you were in the Dark Abe saga at the time.
I was. Yes.
That's so funny.
Yes.
You were going on panels as Dark Abe, remember?
Yes. Yes. We need more of that. Okay. We need more of that. But Dark Abe needs to be way more Dark Abe. Okay. It's gonna be good.
You're gonna go into a what do they call them? The Black Israelite panels.
That would be freaking funny. Oh, that would be funny.
I went on one of them once. They were nice to me, but they were like, I asked them, I'm like, am I, you know, you guys are great. Like, am I going to heaven? And they're like, are you white? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, no, you're not going to heaven.
I should go in there with my top hat on with a Southern accent.
Oh my God.
That'd be gold.
Yeah. That's funny.
Well,
all right, man. It's good to see you. I'm gonna drop. I don't want to take up any more of your time.
Yeah, it was good
to see you, bud.
Yeah. Good to see you all, indeed. What about you, Emmett? What do you got going on now?
I have work to do.
What work? You work?
I'm editing. I work with Avarice. I mean, I'm the second man. Cool. I'm his mystery.
Nice. Nice. The right hand man.
The right hand man.
Good stuff, dude.
We've been doing a lot of stuff. He's 5 shows in, 10 videos in, and 500 subs, over 100 and concurrent viewers.
That's amazing.
It's a little bit insane.
Yeah, that's epic movement for sure. Emmett, Doom is telling me to ask you about Boobygate.
About Boobygate?
Boobgate, sorry.
Oh, about Boobgate. Okay, so I don't know if you know about Grid. And I don't wanna make it super bad, but you know Grid 1 Motorsports, right?
Yeah.
Grid 1 Motorsports had a little bit of a tuffle with Jake Var. Jake Var went to his panel and he started telling Novastar, who is the person who has lost more sweaters in her life than anybody ever. Don't ask me how I know this. It's probably because she's never wear one.
Okay.
It's about time to stop telling men to stop wearing V-necks. Yeah, V-necks are not okay. Wife beaters are also not okay. And no shirt is considered to be heresy. So fuck that. If you don't have a t-shirt, you're too broke to have a t-shirt. You're too broke to be on the fucking internet. Nova Star is like, hi Emmett. Hope you find your fucking sweater. So, they started to have a little bit of a tuffle with that, and Nova was kind of called out to be kind of a feminist, which I don't even agree with. But she's kind of a degen, which is completely true, because the idea of the Conservative Party is more towards traditional values and the actual traditional ideas that brought up America to be a great country, and not the degeneracy that has destroyed the fabric of America into what we have right now. So, now you put it over your head and breathe real deep. What? Sorry, Abe. I bring the retards in channel. I bring the retards to different panels. Okay? There's nothing I can do about that one.
So there was a rift, basically, is what you're saying? There was a rift?
So that has started to cause a little bit of a rift between Avarice and Greed One, and then during the whole thing of DebateCon, the build up to get to DebateCon, it happened that both Easy and Greed had the debate the same day. Andrew had the great idea of asking one of them to change it to Sunday so that they had a 1-2-3 punch. And well, you can imagine how that went. Wanna come to the wedding? No, thank you. So that caused a big issue because Gray decided to start telling everybody, especially in the panelverse, that EC what had actually happened is that EC went to Andrew and asked him to change the date. So Andrew goes to EC's channel, pretty much says, it's my fault. I did it because I thought we could get to an understanding, and it was gonna be okay, but it wasn't. There's a little bit of a confrontation. I'm trying to moderate. I finally get them to calm down a little bit, and apparently there's finally gonna be a little bit of a truce between Grid and Easy. Grid says it's not okay for me to be talking about your family. I'm gonna stop doing it, and it was pretty much apology, non-apology. He apologized for ripping the communities apart to Avarice. And then spent the next 2 days going to every panelverse panel he could to cope about everything in life and saying that everybody can suck his balls at the same time. So, all of this doesn't really concern me that much, except for the fact that I was there trying to moderate, and I thought we were formally making a little bit of a headway, and instead of being a bunch of bickering idiots, we could maybe help the person that is at the top, that is who we are kind of supporting. In some sense, at least I do. Not directly, maybe not with a lot of money, but I try to support Andrew Wilson where I can, the way that I can.
Yeah.
And that ended up with Avarice creating a video of Grid 1, which is the grand expose of Grid. And Coolvic played it on his show. I think people really like the video. Did you get kicked out of the Soviet Union and still on the run from Putin, Emmett? I don't know if you know this, but the Soviet Union hasn't been a thing in a long time. Also, I'm not from Russia. She thinks I'm from Russia for some reason. Can you imagine that?
Czechoslovakia.
Yeah. Get it right. If you're gonna ask me if I'm running from a country, at least get it correctly. Okay? I'm running from... What's her fucking name? I need to make something interesting. Oh, yeah. I'm running from Miss Shame Bomb.
Oh right, Time Bomb. Right.
Oh
right.
god, I can't even say it's so TOS. I was so close to TOS in you, which I'm not going to do now.
Don't
I
do it.
was so close to just be full
First
on.
time back in 2 months, and you just right at the end.
So close to go full TOS
Oh
on
my gosh.
the president of Mexico.
Oh my gosh. That's funny. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Did you know that she is related to all of the presidents? The good ones?
of course.
Yeah.
Of course. It's always the way of it, isn't it?
Yeah,
All
I'm
that family
related.
tree.
Did you know that I'm related to Julius Caesar? I'm a
Really?
Claudian. Yeah.
That's incredible.
I'm from the
I'm related to someone.
The Claudian genes.
I'm related to someone as well.
This is why I always go on and be like, I'm gonna be a king. I'm gonna be the emperor. This is the reason why it's just in my genes.
That's hilarious that you say that, because this one time, early on,
Damn straight, and I'm here to remind you. I can call ice when you ask too, Emmett. Do it. In fact,
Early
let me
on-
help you. Okay? Because you probably are too retarded to find the number. So
early on in my marriage, at one point I came out of the room in my underwear, but it was really, really freezing cold outside. And I grabbed the sheet off the bed and wrapped it around myself and went outside, and I was smoking a cigarette. And one of my friends showed up at the house, and they're like, "Why are you wearing a toga?" And I said, "'Cause I'm Caesar, bitch."
Because I'm Caesar, bitch.
And that became like a joking point for us and our friends for like ever since. Because I'm Caesar, bitch.
That's a good one. In our little circle, we still remember that I love you. I love you.
True. That's a good one too.
Yeah. So there you go, Nova. Okay, because I know you're okay. I'm not gonna go there because I know you're retarded. So you can't. You probably didn't know how to Google for the tip line.
So, all right. So debate happened on boobs at DebateCon.
I'm not naturalized, but I am. I do have my mom is. My mom is a full-fledged citizen. Getting there, little by little.
Indeed.
Are you gonna
now
sing later? Wash the gay away for us? No. You can always come to my karaoke streams if you wanna, spend money to make me sing something.
That's funny because I made a song, Wash the Gay Away, a long time ago. Remember that?
Yep. I don't know what she's referencing, but it's fine.
I had a lot of songs.
Do you know what I'm gonna do tomorrow? I'm actually kind of excited. So there's this new game, that is the StarCraft, the tabletop.
Oh wow!
And
That's
I'm gonna be
freaking cool.
building my StarCraft models, and I'm gonna be trying to get them ready so I can start painting them.
Nice.
I was about to go back to other stuff to paint other stuff. I have a lot to paint, to be honest. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself, but yeah, I decided to. Somebody offer it. It's like, oh, you want the half of the box? It's like, yeah, I'll go 50-50. And he's like, I just want this model, so I'll give you a discount, and you can pretty much get everything else. I was like, okay, I'll take it.
Nice.
I'll take it.
I'll take it. Can't turn that
No,
down.
No, it was a good offer. I'm so lost in. I don't even know. Okay, there it is. Now I'll do it with Jake, baby. And unlike you, I can sing. I don't know why she's so mad at me. Maybe because I call her retard. And because, well, let's be honest, okay? If a person loses her sweater every day of her life is probably retarded. So I am correct in that assessment. It's like, how are you doing today? Oh, I lost my sweater again. 20 years later. I keep losing my sweaters. Oh no. My apologies. I know this is going a little bit beyond. But I don't usually get to interact with boobs. I'm sorry, with Nova.
Okay. Well, I might send this off somewhere and go eat food.
You're gonna eat food?
Yeah, I might eat some food.
Oh my god, you're pathetic.
I know,
First back, and you're just gonna go for 3 hours? Only 3 hours?
That was
pathetic.
I actually feel worn out, which is crazy. 3 hours wearing me out. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Pathetic.
Pathetic. So funny. Pathetic. Remember that one time, Emmett? Do you remember that one time when you told me sleep is for the weak, and then I ended up being on for like a 12-hour and then another 12-hour and then like
I was so bad.
4
That was
hours.
so bad of me. I still feel bad about it because I came up. We were like, you were like, I'm so tired. And I'm like, okay, listen, dude, the sleep is for the weak. You have a debate. And you were like, yeah. And then somebody came up. I don't remember who exactly, and pissed me the fuck off so much that I rage quit and went to bed. And then I came back and you were so mad.
That was so long.
I was like, what are you doing here? What happened? Oh, because you didn't even have the debate. That was the worst
No,
part. You didn't even have the debate.
Yep. That was crazy.
I was like, what happened? What happened here? I was like, oh, they canceled the debate. Why are you still on? Oh,
was
it's
like,
your fault, damn it. This is your
It's
fault.
It's all your fault.
It's all your
Just blame,
fault.
dude.
You told me to stay up. This was for the week. Thank you for the free advertising. You might want to see a doctor about face and brain transplant. Might help you get a personality with the fucking Jezebels is like, oh my god, you get no
man.
pussy.
Oh my god.
Fuck off. Fuck off with your boobs. Get the fuck away. I'll help you if you don't if you continue with your stupid
okay.
insults.
Emmett, where should I send this ragtag bunch of chatters?
Let me check where we can go. Let me check. Oh, Easy is on. You can send them to Easy.
All right.
He'll be happy to get your raid.
Sure. And then I'm gonna go.
I'm pretty
eat.
sure Nova is gonna love it there.
Probably. Well, when are you going live again? When's your next show?
Probably very early on today. So come like in 4 hours maybe.
I noticed you've been doing earlies. It pops up on my notifications.
Yeah, I'm just like extremely busy right now. I need to do a video, and whenever I'm I have like trouble sleeping, so whenever I have like these 4 or 5 hours is like my most productive time during the night.
Gotcha. I see.
I'm gonna use it to finish the video, get it done. Once I'm done, I'm just gonna stream. And then tomorrow is Thursday. I have to wake up, go to my gaming store, get my miniatures, come back, get everything set up for the average show. Probably gonna stream tomorrow, and then after the average show, I need to get everything set up for class, and I have class Friday and Saturday. It's just until the 15th of September, something like that. So it's just very recent. That's done. I'm done with school. I got my diploma. Everything's great.
Sweet, dude.
Yeah.
Cool. Congrats.
I really don't want to do anything when it comes to school, though. It's been absolutely insane.
Love hate.
That I was like, I have to do everything perfect in school too. I don't want to do anything right now when it comes to school because I have other shit I want to do. But yeah.
I see. All right. Well, I would say thanks for coming on, and I probably
Didn't you know,
won't-
Abe? Didn't you know that you're gay, Abe? I have to say it right now. You're gay. You know
Really?
why?
Why?
Because you don't like any other boobs except your wife's. That is the true aspect of gayhood. In accordance to retards on the internet.
If that's true, then, oh well, I guess.
Oh well. It was nice seeing you. Hope you're actually back and not just a one-off.
No, that's
But
the plan.
you
Is
can do what you
to-
want.
No, the plan is to be back. I just needed to have enough time to actually sit and do something without,
Yeah.
worry and panic and work. So I will. What, today's Wednesday, or was Wednesday?
Did you see the dinosaurs? I finally finished them.
No. What dinosaurs? Wait a minute. What dinosaurs? What dinosaurs, Emmett?
Okay, I went to get them. Give me a second. I'll show him. I'll showcase them. I'll probably make a close. That's not what I want. That's what I want. That's fine. So, these are the dinos.
Oh, dang, those are cool.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking cool. This is
That's sick.
one guy. We got the big one.
Oh, dang. Freaking Dino Riders, man.
I got more on the mail. They take forever to paint though. The Croxigores. There's 3 of these guys.
Oh, that's really cool.
I got an old one, a leader. On top
Nice.
of
Dude, those
these.
are cool. Those are cool minis.
And then we got the band or these fucking guys. I'll showcase them. I'll showcase some of them. I like these guys.
Sounds good. Oh, dang.
And I have
Those are
10
fun,
of these,
dude.
and they're pretty cool.
Sweet.
But they took forever to paint. So those are the
Yeah, man.
dinos.
Badass.
This one is one of my favorites. Fucking cool to have.
I
a
like
replica.
that. That's freaking cool. Yeah.
I got a full set of they call Agrodon Lancers, like the normal troops. So I have
Mm-hmm.
like 8 Raptors right now, and then I'm gonna get some more. Pretty cool.
All right, Emmett, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw us off. I'm going to give my chat a baptism for old time's sake.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to end this and rate it off.
Yep.
So thanks for coming up. I'm sure I'll see you
Thank you for
again very
having me.
soon.
Hopefully.
You will.
Take care.
You too. God bless you. And I will see you next time. Chat, I'll give you a baptism. And then you will be rated off. Good night. And God bless you.
To free him of his so-called block spiritual journey.
You guys all focused up because this is key. Let me get rolling on you here so we know what's happening. Here we go, baby. Get your head under there now. This is vital. See, being the first son, right? That puts him right here in the lower chakra. Now that's shooting energy up into Daniel, verse 6. And this, of course, is the dream catcher. So all his dreams is being caught and he can't move on. And that's going back and forth and like that, like a spider web, which is, of course, connecting to the eye of Horus, which is a 7077 is 0.001, which also goes up. That was the first time he ever swung a baseball bat. Now, what we got here is the baseball ain't hitting the bat because the seams are 17.
After observing several of these exorcisms, I still could not trace the genealogy of any of the scripture he incessantly quoted. There seemed to be absolutely no method to his madness.
But I remember when I built the pyramids, right? It was tough. It was tough as a motherfucker. You built the pyramids? Yeah, because we was hauling all the stuff up like that, but we did it all with sound, right? We did it with sound, and then we had a blanket. We had sound and we had a blanket, and it came down like that. You know, that's what I was tripping on. You see, we working on his brow chakra. We're just in back of the crown chakra. And that's why he's been tripped up and he's laid on his car payments and all that stuff. What does this mean for us? It means you being psychically attacked. You're son number 3. They're coming at you from all angles. They're coming at you from the Sirius, right? They're coming at you from the Orion, okay, which also connects to Dan, right? Dan's best friend, man's best friend. That's Dog. That's the Dog Star. That's Sirius. That's some serious shit, man. Now your mother, she's just a hoe. My mother's no hoe. No. I mean the hoe as in that which pushes the plow through the fields across the star system, coming back around with a meteor shower, which is why there's all them dots up here on the back of his neck. So where do you lie? I lie beneath. Why is he being baptized? Huh? Hold on, don't move. We cool. What? I just want to keep him in check in case any evil spirits come in while I'm trying to commune with my son. Hold on now. Don't make me take the clip out. Hold on, baby. We cool. Huh? Hey, just let him play catch. All right, let's go play catch. You've been healed.
As the days wore